Well, that's it. And
Absolutely.
what's funny is we're always like, oh, let's. I remember when we first started playing with Roll20, none of us knew what we were doing. And Aaron
Mhm.
had been playing some, and I assume at this point learning from you and stuff. And we're trying new things. It was always we're going to keep it simple. We're just going to keep it simple, and we just kept adding things on. And you look back now and you go, holy crap! Look at all the stuff we do. Look at all the stuff in this game I know how to do now.
And I think this is only semi-related to that, but I found it really interesting choosing these scrolls that I have my
Mm,
off my spell book.
mm,
It kind of tells you why you find scrolls of knock because you don't necessarily want to memorize it, but you want to
Right.
have it with you,
right.
right? In case
Yeah.
you need. So that's kind of an interesting that I've never done before. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and then
Good point.
in AD&D you can create your own scrolls. Hell, you can even create your own magic items at this level, but it's time and money to do that. So
Mhm.
maybe you're a little down on your luck and you've used up those resources and that kind of stuff.
Or
So
you're trying to regather them.
mhm. Okay, we are live. This is the Saturday morning City of Brass. This morning we have Peter, Brian, and Jason, a a wizard, a multi-classed elf, and another wizard, all walk into the City of Brass. When we last left our heroes, uh, they had sort of pushed their way through a fanciful garden full of distractions, delights, and beauties. Came upon a large water feature here in the center of the garden with a gravel footpath that sort of runs around the edge of that feature. Out in the center of the feature itself is sort of a raised fountain. It's huge, and in the center you can see this kind of smoldering, smoking um, uh, orchid. And as the heroes were sort of exploring this edge of the garden and thinking about how they're going to move across this water feature, there was large frog eyes that looked out from the water itself, and then just made, like a torpedo, made a beeline towards the shore. And we started a round of combat. We played one round, and then we ended our last session. Um, Jason, your character Tolferis has been teleported to this place by the wizard Ormus to help your um,
Fellow
companions,
explorers.
your fellow explorers, to recover a huge book from the library, a book that stands, um,
6 feet.
3 feet. I think we said 3 feet. It wasn't quite six, but it's big from the library, so it should be easy to find, hopefully.
Do we know where the library is?
It's in the eastern portion of the city. So you've sort of moved north through the courtyard into a garden that's north of the courtyard, and now trying to think about how you might find the library.
I thought it was northeast, so if it's east, we may have to go back
North,
to
north,
it.
north, northeast. Yeah, northeast.
Yeah.
So what are these gray things?
Those are large platforms that sit like 40 feet above where you stand now around the
Guiding
around.
platforms.
Yeah, they're like observation platforms. You might sit out there and enjoy the view type of thing.
Nice.
Enjoy the view of a couple wizards and an elf being eaten by a tentacled
Hmm.
frog thing.
Hmm.
Yeah, it sounds like a
Yep, exactly.
froghemoth or something.
Yeah, Sam, I'm gonna trust you because I don't know. I don't
Got
look things up. I don't know what
big
it
teeth.
is.
I've just been playing for 40 years, so
Right. So
Exactly.
you know that stuff inside and out. One of the things uh,
Well, he is 14th level.
one yes, right. He is 14th level. He's seen a few things. One of the principles that I applied during my game mastering is not to name the monsters, right? So,
I like it. Yeah.
um, but so I won't do that. But the players are free to the players tend to create their own names for the monsters. So in any
And that's
case,
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah. Love it.
So we're starting a combat round, um, and I'm trying to figure out how AD&D combat works. It's
Mm.
and trying to use all the bells and whistles. So
Oh
Anthony
boy.
Huso, the fellow that wrote this module, who hand drew all these maps, it's an amazing piece of work, and that's
It's beautiful.
one of the reasons why I wanted to come back and play it again.
Me too.
But he has a number of articles that sort of talks in sort of everyday language about how AD&D works, and so I've been looking at those. There's another article written by a fellow named David
David Prada.
Prada, yeah, and he's written something called Addict, which is sort of a really concise summary of AD&D combat, but it's like 12 pages. So I've been trying to simplify it as best I can for myself. I kind of understand Huso's approach to combat. I'm looking at it now in the encounter section of our AD&D 1E workbook, and so that's that. If you guys care, that's the reference that I'm using. But
Cool.
so at the beginning of this round, it's the second round of combat. So players will declare your intentions. That could include, what spell casting or any other special stuff that you plan to do. We'll check for initiative, and then we'll move on from there.
Well, I believe I said I was going to cast lightning bolt.
Okay.
If we live and we have to, I'm going to try to summon a elemental.
Okay.
We're positive this thing is hostile,
Oh,
right?
right.
Oh yeah.
It's smashed up onto the shore, and it's like trying to claw its way up out of the water. It's
Okay.
got these big tentacled arms, uh, and and it's trying to drag itself up on shore to get at um, at Erlin and Ahmed.
It's got
You've
a hungry look in its eyes.
you've
Nice.
appeared, Tophias, on the eastern side of this combat, about 20 feet away, and you're on this little peninsula of the garden. And this is a water feature that's about 10 feet wide. It's flowing south. So the water's flowing out of the big fountain area and south into the garden where you are now. So Ahmed, you're casting a spell. Erlen, are you doing anything special? You've got your bow. I think you had your
I had
bow
my bow out
readied.
last round. It moved a lot faster than I thought, so I'm not sure my bow's all that helpful now.
Hmm.
But I will. It's what I've got ready, so I will go ahead and loose
You
an arrow.
okay? You're gonna shoot as best you can. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's all my options. Otherwise, I have to drop the bow and go for the sword, and I'm just
Or
gonna go
run,
for it.
or
You're an
right. I
elf. You're
mean,
fast. You do stuff.
Can I back up and still fire my bow?
yeah,
Legolas can.
that's perfectly fine. Hmm.
Okay, that's what I'll do to keep my range open.
Ouch.
And then Tophias, what's your plan?
So I have a staff of power in one hand, and in my plan is to whip out my wand of lightning and blast this thing with.
Okay. And so I'm guessing that wand of lightning's tucked into your belt somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure I have a couple wands, so I probably have like sheaths or something like that for
Wand holsters.
Ooh, there we
exactly.
go.
Mhm.
Well, it just makes sense if you're a wizard, almost like Hawkeye when he sets the bow, sets the arrow he's going to pull. You'd reach around your back, you'd be almost like a panpipe, and you could feel which one you need, and you'd pull it out of that.
Mhm.
There we go.
Okay.
Just makes sense.
And I was just looking into the DMG about how wands work. I
Nice.
didn't remember if they were if it was like casting the spell or if it was just like an instantaneous thing. So I just wanted to
Oh
take a
yeah.
quick look at that. But we won't worry about that right now. Why don't we go ahead and roll for initiative? It's a D6.
Mr. Hobbs,
The
you want to roll
frog
for
rolls a
initiative?
the frog rolls a 5.
That's not good.
Jason's going to roll a 6.
The players roll
Hey,
a
5.
5, so it's simultaneous.
That's better than us losing.
That's right.
Yeah.
So now it kind of comes down to weapon speed and that kind of garbage.
Which is why I
Nice.
chose the spell I did. Yeah,
Fast cast.
I think so.
Or because of its how long it takes to cast it.
Right,
Exactly,
segment
compared
wise.
to, I think that was the thought I gave.
Mhm.
It was 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, oh my God, I was getting detox tremors.
It's 3 segments.
Lightning is?
Yeah.
Damn me.
Still, that's pretty fast. I'm pretty
Faster than
sure.
summon elemental.
For
There
sure.
it is. There it is.
Okay.
How close are these to the Osric book? Do you know?
The spells?
Everything. I think it's almost identical, but I don't remember
It's,
for sure.
I guess it's pretty close. I guess it's pretty close. I haven't done like a side-by-side kind of comparison, but
That's
everything I
probably.
know about Osric is that it's just cleaned up AD&D, right?
It's not even that cleaned up, actually. It's almost identical. It was basically a rewrite of the rules with no fluff.
Gotcha.
Basically, a rewriting just to make it so you could have it because it was not being published any longer.
Gotcha.
Well, that's one thing I liked in your blog. By the way, I caught your new one today. But your first blog where you talk about, you wanted to run the original books, pulled them out, started reading, and you realized this is not well organized.
Right.
And I remember even as a kid, it really wasn't. And that was one of the great growths in one of the things that developed.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
man, yeah,
A couple of guys
I
sitting
got
around a typewriter trying to figure out how to communicate this thing,
two
not
guys in
having, well,
two
not
guys in two different cities.
right, and not having any frame of reference about how to do that,
No, and
Well,
doing
I mean,
everything
they
by
know how to write
mail or
war
meeting in
game
person.
rules, but
Exactly. Yeah, fascinating. Be so much easier now with the internet.
right, right. Okay. So this thing is big. It's simultaneous. Why don't you guys, everybody roll a d6, and then segment over segment, the initiative will shift about which side goes first. You guys are going to take the first.
Oh, wow.
You guys are going to take the first initiative because I saw Ahmed's d6 hit the table first.
Oh,
And
I thought you
then,
wanted each of us to.
yeah,
Sorry.
Yeah, you
no,
said
no, it's fine. It's fine. So yeah, everybody can go ahead and take their actions.
okay. Well, as
Let's
Tafar's
see.
pointed out, I've got 3 segments
So you're casting
of
your
lightning
spell.
bolt. A la Shazam.
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, and then Erland, you're moving, right? You're gonna move back. Your movement
Backing and
rate.
then firing my
I think
bow.
your movement rate is 9. Is that right? 9-inch.
I will confirm.
2 segments for the Wand of Lightning.
Thank you. And
Nice. Wand takes a segment off of it. That's nice.
is that the general? Is that the general?
No, that was just the function of, because it has 2 functions in a Wand of Lightning. The second function being the lightning bolt, and it says this function uses 2 charges and it requires 2 segments to discharge.
Thanks for looking that up.
And that's actually right in the wand. So instead of it just saying wands take this long,
Right.
I'm also looking at Osric right now because I do
Mhm.
have my DMG, but I'm checking out Osric to see if it just has something in general about weapon speeds
Mhm.
concerning that
Mhm.
stuff. And
Mhm.
I'll let you know if I
Cool.
find it.
Cool. So it sounds like the entry for the magic item itself describes the number of segments it takes to operate. So that's really useful. So for right now, it's 2 segments. Erland, you're backing up. You can move if your movement is 9, which I believe it is.
I think we said we were slightly encumbered.
Yeah,
Base is 12, and so we said 9.
you are. Yeah, you are.
And I'm not trying to hurry, so I'm just trying to take a
Well, you have
decent amount.
15 feet per segment that you can move.
Okay.
Now remember, you guys came through the garden, which is
Yeah, not good.
enchanting.
Yes.
So just
Keep looking at the frog. Look at the frog.
Not the trees.
That's right.
And then when I get to, I will be loosing an arrow, so let me know when I'm.
so yeah, so this first segment you can move.
Okay.
Oskile likes to remind me to to not look at the garden.
Yeah, I was curious. My sheet also says the same kind of familiar. Is that an accident or?
It was an accident. It's just a copy and the paste. I'll clean it up.
Okay.
I'm
Jeez,
sorry.
now I see. I'm just a copy. I'm just a
You're just
copy
a
paste
copy.
You're
of
just
your
a carbon
character here.
copy of Ahmed.
That's it. Now you're not, unfortunately. So now you're your own person, higher level and no familiar. I only have a familiar because, well, I rolled the spell, but I have a miniature I'm painting that has a pseudo dragon. I go,
Nice.
Okay, so this thing drags itself up onto the. Oh, sorry. And um, Tolferis, what were you doing? You were blasting it with your
Blast.
wand.
Wand. Yep, wand of lightning.
W. Okay.
so it's going to hit the second segment. It's going to be his lightning. Third segment, my lightning. Boom,
Right.
boom.
And
Exactly.
then probably my bow at the end, I think.
We call that the double tap.
So it's like heaving its behemoth body up onto the shore, dragging itself with its tentacles, trying to get at you all. Doesn't even really have feet, just little tiny ones, sort of trailing out of the water. It's the second round. It drags it. Now it's taking its initiative on the. It gets to here. Now it's your guys' actions for the second segment.
That'd be the first lightning bolt.
That'd be for the first lightning bolt. Blam.
So I just go ahead and do it, or I don't have to attack or anything, right?
No, you just zap him from afar, right?
And I can aim it, so I'm not going to hit Erlin, correct?
Yeah, magic.
It's a big frog.
Let's see what lightning bolt says.
It's not quite
Because
in
usually
contact
lightning
yet.
bolt, just blast through or whatever.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Looks like a clear shot to me.
All right, so all ones are treated as twos.
Nice.
So that would be 25.
Okay. It
We got
blows a
two lightning
huge
bolts.
chunk out of him, but it doesn't really slow the thing down.
Oh.
Prepare to be swallowed.
Oh man, I'm not gonna like this at all. Okay, so in the third segment, mine goes up. Better
So
see what my damage does. I don't know if
right,
it's the
so he's
same
going
or
to
not.
try to eat you in the third segment, but you're going to go first, so that's helpful. But we're still waiting for Erlin to fire his bow.
Okay, so now so it's bow fire. Okay, sorry, I was waiting for you.
Mm-hmm.
One
Bow.
six-sided die for each level of experience the spellcaster.
That's a crappy roll.
Oh, looks like a miss.
Yeah.
Holy shit! I do more than 66.
Yes, it's going to be your.
My level
There you go.
in D6s.
Why did Jason only roll?
It's a
Because it was
wand.
because I used the wand instead of casting a spell.
God, instead of casting it from your Vancian mind.
Yeah, my
Another
repertoire.
different. You're fancy in mine. All right, come on, baby. Okay, I like that all ones or twos. Can I do that too? I really
I
like
don't.
that.
Well, it just says that in the spell
I know.
or in the wand. I don't know if it says that in.
I'm reading over the spell right now. It doesn't look like
I don't
it.
think it does.
All right, Peter, blow it away.
I'm just hoping someone says, "Oh, there it is." Yeah, all ones are sixes. Okay, 13 D6s. Only 3 ones.
Mm-hmm. 3 2s.
Yeah, not great, but 37 points. Ah, Shazam!
That's
Kablam.
61. That should hopefully leave a mark.
How much total? 37?
37.
37. Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's see. So this thing just got.
Am I allowed to step behind a tree at this point? Nothing.
So it's going to make a morale check to see.
If I look tasty enough, or if it wants to get shot.
Right. I mean, it just got blasted by two lightning bolts. Go ahead and cross off your spell off your your spell book
Oh,
or of
yes.
your memorization.
Character.
And
I
let's
just
see.
knock it off the character sheet here.
Right.
Oh no, you're right. I have it in the spell book. I wrote it below it, my spell tables.
Mm-hmm.
There it is.
Yeah, it's gonna try to eat you. It's pissed. Hungry. It probably hasn't seen fresh meat in
Damnation.
God knows how long. So it's got, see, it's got some attacks. It does have magic resistance, but we're just hand waving a bunch of this stuff right now to keep things moving.
Does it have a bunch of attacks or one attack?
Looks like it has a bunch of attacks, yeah. But it's going to try to eat you. It's going to try to swallow you. And its Thaco is lots.
I have an AC negative 30.
Mm-hmm.
Versus frogs.
Over 40 years of playing this game, and I still can't get my head around the backwards armor class it started with. Never made sense.
Thaco
Never.
is 7. What's your armor class?
3.
Oh, might have missed you.
It did.
7. No, it hit AC 2.
No. I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure. Shit.
Okay.
Damn you, frog thing.
Just skimming some notes.
Let's see if I have anything that's going to keep me alive inside a frog.
Dagger?
Yeah, I got that. Yeah.
Start cutting your way out.
Yeah, so it lashes out with its
Tongue.
froggy tongue and just it like just sticks you and drags you towards its mouth, and it just
Ew.
starts to chomp on your clump. And
It's not like they have teeth. They're just kind of gumming you to death, I would say.
Don't know that it's any health anymore.
Yeah, it's not a lot better, but I'll take it. It beats big fangs in your leg, I guess.
That's right, yeah.
Maybe we should have hired a cleric after all.
Keep waiting for one to show up.
Sorry, Ahmed. This is gonna suck.
It is. It is.
Oh yeah.
Ugh.
Ow.
27 hit
4d10.
points.
How many?
27.
27.
Chomp.
Wow. I'm down to my last 3.
Is that counting your buffer from your familiar and such?
Yeah.
Because doesn't he gives you hit points as well?
Yeah. He gave me 16. I was at 14 or something like that.
Oh, to begin. Quite low.
Yeah.
To
So I have
start.
30. Just so
Okay.
now I'm at 20. Now I am at 3. Let's erase that 0. There we go. No, my thought is that if I die, I'd rather just die and let the familiar fly off, because if he dies, I'm going to lose a lot more points, but
Right.
he doesn't need to die with me. There's no point in that. The
Well,
character's going to,
yeah.
that's not the way the character lives.
Right. Okay. All right. That was.
How does this creature seem to be faring?
It's got huge chunks of it blown off of it from the lightning bolts. It's got a couple of arrows sticking out of it. It's faring poorly, but it's quite happily munching on Ahmed now.
All right. I think.
So there's probably if there's any more movement that you guys want to do in this round,
Yeah, I
you
want to
can
get
do
out
that.
of its mouth.
You can try to break away from it.
No, I'm casting Disintegrate.
Oh, you're casting Disintegrate. So you wouldn't be able to, the chewing kind of disrupts your concentration from being able to cast that spell. If
What
you could,
can I cast?
right now,
Nothing.
nothing. If you start it, well, you could cast something that is maybe one segment. You could cast something that's quite fast
Do
and
you have
hope that
anything,
you win the initiative on the next round to be able to get that spell off.
Peter? Do you have any wands or staves that have anything in them?
No, I have my Brazier of Command Fire Elemental, but I don't know how quickly that works. I gotta look that up.
That's like kind of like a summoning ritual, I would
Yeah,
say.
okay,
It's,
so
you
that's
know, I
not
have to
gonna work.
set it out and go through the say
And
the
a wand of
words and do the
negation's not
things.
gonna work. I don't think
I'm looking through what
the
I got.
robe of useful thing.
Drop
What's the biggest thing I can pull out of the robe and burst this thing in half?
a door.
Oh, I can open a door? Can I pull it?
Rip
Can
off a
I?
door and throw in its mouth.
Oh my God. Can I just, oh yeah, can I just fall through a door in the bottom of its mouth?
Well, you
Sure.
actually
So you
have
want to,
one.
it sounded like you wanted to pull out a robe from your
No, it's
robe
my
of,
robot. Yeah, pull out the the door.
and like try to wedge it into its mouth or feed it to it, or
N-
what are you thinking about doing with this door?
Um, falling through it out of its mouth.
So it's like a construction door that you yank out of your
Right, and you open
in,
and you step through the other side.
well, I mean, then it's just into the frog's mouth, right? It's not like a
Mm,
portal to somewhere. It's just a big door. Yeah.
Well, even better than that is just the rowboat. Then
That's a rowboat.
there's a rowboat in there. I say pull the rowboat out.
Okay.
Jam its mouth, open the rowboat out. I'm doing that instead. I'll save my door.
Okay. So
I thought it was like a portal. I could just
right.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna work on that since I'm high level. If I survive this. So yeah, if I think that's a boom. If I can do that, because I don't have any spells that do
hmm
anything that
hmm
quickly.
Yeah. The frog
Not
drags.
magic missile. You don't have magic missile.
Yes, I
You have a lot of
do.
magic missiles.
But is it
So,
gonna do enough damage?
well, you're gonna fire a shit ton of them.
Yeah, I fired a shit ton. Well, you might go out with a blast, right?
God, if you're going down swinging, man.
I lost. I just turned. Somehow I exited the. There I am. All right.
Okay. So new
I like the
segment.
idea of the rowboat, but I think is magic missile a one.
For every 2 levels of experience. So you're 13th level, so you're gonna shoot 7th, 9th is 5, 11th is 6, 13th is 7. So 7d4 plus 7.
And its casting
And it-
time is one segment.
So it's probably your fastest option.
I wonder if that gets me out, or it'll make me. If it'll at least spit me up then.
Yeah.
All right, that's what I'm doing.
So
Shit.
what happens next is the frog sort of drags itself into the water here.
Oh, he's taking him.
Yeah, he's taking him. Gonna,
Yeah, let's throw some more electricity in that water and see what happens.
with the wizard in his mouth.
Yeah, I know. I was
Oh, okay.
Sarcasm.
it was sarcasm. Yes.
Let's see. Erlen, you've already fired off the first of your. You get 2 volleys at the beginning of the round and the end of the round. You've got
And we saw how
movement.
effective it was.
Tolfias, you've got movement. He's dragging him into the water. Anything you want to do? Just one casting with the wand per round, yeah, Jason?
As far as I know.
Yeah.
Where would it say that?
I mean, it's not like you can fire at every segment or anything like that. It's just.
Oh, you can perform 1 function per round.
Gotcha.
That would be insane, but that'd be cool right now. Okay, so I get a
Yeah,
second arrow, and that's it, right? That's
Yeah.
my actions for the round. So, well, I'm gonna go for it because, well, hey, that's all we got.
Shoot it. Yeah. It might only have that many hit points left. Who knows? Besides, it seemed to have some magic resistance. Aaron said.
I think I hit it.
I think you did. I
Didn't
did
do much
3 points of
damage.
damage to it.
Another arrow, but this time this arrow actually found something that caused a little bit of pain, at least.
Interesting.
All right, it's a, let's see, and it's got a little bit more movement left. And it's going to, what's it going to do?
Is this all before the next round?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
this
it's
is all
kind of the
just
end
one
of the
round.
round.
Bummer.
Drags you out to here, into the water.
Oh crap! That's not just a little bit of movement. That's a lot of movement. Holy cow!
Good
All
thing
right.
I haven't pulled the Good thing I haven't pulled the rowboat out yet.
Yeah. All right. So it's a new round. Go ahead and declare your intentions and like any spell casting or anything special you're doing,
I
and then
intend to
we'll roll
cast
for
magic
initiative.
missile.
Okay. It's
I
all
do
coming
have.
down to this die roll, Ahmed.
This is kind of a question to the party. I have fear. I don't know if I fear it if it's going to run away faster or if it's going to
Yeah.
drop Peter.
Yeah.
It's
Good try.
it's kind of afraid right now, right? It's got
Yeah.
its dinner and it's happy with that.
So I ain't got nothing, guys. I don't think I've got anything.
Is it going underwater or is it always?
It's like starting to submerge. Yeah. It's maybe
Okay.
and there's going to be, so at the beginning of it's the beginning of the
Before.
round, there's going to be a saving throw and things like that for Ahmed as the
Okay.
water
So,
starts to.
What
right.
is this?
So you're saying I can only cast if I have something I can cast in one segment, not two segments. I can do it, right?
Well, it all kinds of depends on the initiative roll too. That's the big,
Right.
what you're
The big.
looking at there is like a big stone. Um, it's like a big stone fountain.
Is it above the water?
It is above the water, and it's about 10 feet above the water, and water
Can we see that it
pours
goes
over
up?
the water pours over the
Okay.
edge of that and fills the basin of the broader.
And it
the bigger
came.
pond.
This creature came over the top of it, right?
It came from over here. Like
Oh, okay.
it was like watching the party, with its
Can
eyes kind of above the water, and then it like charged them.
Can we see the bottom of the water
Um,
or the bottom of this basin?
at the edge you can. At the it just starts getting deeper as it kind of goes out.
Okay. It gets deeper going this direction. but
Gets
not-
deeper going, yeah, but it's not like super deep. It's probably its deepest point is maybe more than 10 feet as it starts to get a little more darker. And it's the pond itself is covered with these lilies, these water lilies, of varying sizes and colors. Some of them are like really weird. Like there's a black one that you saw, a few red
smoke 'em.
ones, not just the common white water lily.
Okay.
What is the range? So is each inch how much in are we? Is this dungeon measurements or actual
10-foot
measurements?
squares.
So these are 10-foot squares. So each inch is 10 feet, right?
So Ahmed, as the frog started dragging you into the water there, you could have done something. I'm sorry. Before we go into this next round, you could have pulled something out of your robe or whatnot.
Yeah. So I mean, could I cast a one segment spell or a
You
two segment
can only
spell?
cast
Because teleport is a two segment.
right. You can only cast a spell you can only cast one spell per round, and you have to declare that before you roll
Okay. Well,
initiative.
then if I couldn't have cast the spell and I could have done something, I definitely would have pulled the damn rowboat out and tried to jam its mouth open so I could get out.
Okay, sure. So
Mhm.
why don't you go ahead and roll under your dex on a d20 to see if you can get that thing out and
Uh-oh.
into its, like, sort of pull it out into its mouth bits.
As it grows in size.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Now's the time to
Uh-oh.
roll then.
Now it's time. Well, you want to roll under it?
Yeah,
Under your
d20 under your dex.
Yeah, let's roll really low, Peter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, there we
Okay,
go.
sure. So
I'll take a 6.
the boat smashes into its mouth, and let's see. It's probably some sort of saving throw to see if it.
I assume Azelia's flying around outside the thing, very upset.
Oh, and Azili could do stuff too during the
Well, it's
round.
got a poisonous attack, but I really hate to have him attacked. I'd rather have him just see what I'm doing because I don't want him.
Yeah.
Well, if he dies, I die.
Right.
That's it. Because I'll
Sure.
go.
Sure.
I've only got 3 hit points as it is.
His poison attack is quite powerful. I don't know if you
Let me find my monster manual.
I put it in the reference in your player sheet in the workbook.
Because that's in Monster Manual 2 anyway, right?
Monster Manual
No.
1.
It
A
is?
pseudo
That's
dragon.
an original.
79.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, there it
Nice.
is, right there. +4
All right,
to hit.
So maybe
Save
one of you
versus
guys know
poison.
how many. So the Staff of Power can do a bunch of different stuff.
Mm-hmm.
How do I know how much damage when it casts these spells? Is it? Because it doesn't say like the Wand of Lightning. It just.
Oh, it's just casting the spell, I guess.
So it would go at whatever my level is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, that's. Are you sure about that?
That's the ruling I'm giving you right now. So
Okay.
yeah.
Ooh, that's
Nice.
awesome though, because you're what, 14, Jason?
Yeah. And it can
Sorry, that's a lot.
it can cast Lightning Bolt, Fireball, and Cone of Cold. All of those for only one charge.
Let's figure out how many charges it has because it wasn't noted on the.
Yeah. He's like, oh, we better limit this thing now.
Well,
Can also cast.
I don't. I mean, I'm totally cool with it. It's got 2d10 charges.
Okay.
You've been carrying this thing around with you a little while.
It's not
It's
the first
got
Frogolith you've run
it's
into.
got 10 charges.
Okay. Is that the max it'll ever have, or if it's recharged, could you possibly have more than that, or do you know?
We'd have to do some research outside the dungeon about recharging it.
Okay.
It's probably something that you wouldn't be able. It's not something you could do in the dungeon without time and effort, right? Weeks of effort.
Do that in your tower.
No, yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know what the scope of this campaign is. So
I mean, that's what wizards. I always have figured wizards are doing that when they're up there locked away in their tower. They're just recharging all that cool shit they carry. I figured.
Oh, I just found it.
Hmm.
Staves perform spell-like effects as if cast by a character of the 8th level of experience.
8th level. Good to know.
And staves. Further, a stave may be used to effect in 2 segments when first used, but requires 8 segments for additional uses as the staff gathers its energies for new discharge.
Oh, very cool.
And that's actually coming from Osric. I did not find that in
Original.
That's a nice little bit of ruling though, so that's very cool.
It does say 8th level of experience. I found that, and it does say the 2 segments plus 8 segments. So it's 8d6 with respect to fireballs, lightning bolt, etc.
Oh, and while we're talking about segments, potions also, they don't take effect the segment you drink them. It's a d4 plus 1 for segments to effect.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
You didn't, absolutely not. I think we were talking about if the pseudo dragon wanted to do anything to save its master.
What? The question is that poison strong enough to affect something this large?
Well, yeah, everything has a saving throw. Larger creatures base that saving throw off their hit dice, and I was just trying to look at what that is.
Well, he's either already in the mouth with me or he's flying around outside. I think I'm going to shoot my wad and take the chance, and he's going to come zipping right down between its eyes and sting it with that
Okay.
+4 to hit save versus poison, else catatonic in D6 days with a 25% chance of death.
Okay.
I like that.
I'm just checking the saving throws and such. So this happens before you rip out the boat, right? This happens in round 1 at some point.
Right. As soon as I'm in its mouth, it's like, hey, wait, I need that guy. It's my buddy. Don't eat my wizard.
And yeah, he zips down and tries to sting at it. Go ahead and roll your attack. Its armor class is 6. That's a hit.
19.
He's an angry
angry dragon.
Go ahead and roll your damage. On that is, I don't have the damage.
I didn't see damage, but there's.
I have the damage for the bite, but not for the sting.
The bite's D3, but the sting has that. Oh my God, it was a 23.
Oh, with the +4.
+4 to hit, yeah. This is on a missed DCC.
Right.
It's like 23. Look at the damage.
PQR.
I was really hoping Disintegrate was a 1-segment spell because I just wanted him to have this thing vaporize around me and I could just, go,
Dust yourself off.
that's right, climb out of the water, dry myself off,
Here it is, pseudo dragon.
immediately drink my spell of maximum damage or whatever.
Yeah, the sting
Ultra
itself
healing.
doesn't cause damage. It just
Does
pumps
that
it full of
effect.
poison. So it
Yeah.
just needs to make a save versus poison. And it saves at
It needs to save. It needs to fail.
but it saves. It's quite a big
It's big.
monster, so its saving throw is quite good.
But you could roll a 1.
I
That
could
would be
roll a
really
1,
nice.
yeah.
It would be polite.
I did not, so it saves against
Damn
the poison. So
you!
it's cold-blooded nature, right? And
It
the
is.
cold-blooded nature of Azili.
All right. So then I open the boat.
You open the boat, kaplam, and then it would be a save to see if it can hang on to you.
I just want to roll out as fast as possible.
And we rolled under your dex to that you could
Correct.
get it out into his mouth. And now it would just be, so I'll give you a shift on the save, and I'll save at we'll treat it like a rod, staff, or a wand. Ooh, so it saves. So it doesn't but there's a chance it could let go of you as this boat comes blasting into its mouth.
You don't need to cause damage. You need a big enough space
Yeah,
that I
and
can roll out.
it does let go of you as as the boat kind of blasts into its mouth, and it doesn't choke on it, but it does have to let go of you to
Deal with the boat.
deal with the boat. All right, so now we're into the new
Can I just
round.
say,
You're in the water. You're kind of hanging onto the edge of the boat. Azili's flying around above you. Your companions are there on the shore, and it's a new initiative. It sounded like Tophias was going to try to cast magic missile. Not Tophias. Ahmed was going to try to cast magic missile from the
I'm
water.
going to let go of the boat and fire magic missile at the same time in slow motion, and the camera, I just disappear in
the
slow
bullet
motion
time.
into the water. Yeah, bullet time. That's it. Thank you.
Okay. Erlen, what are you doing anything special that we need to know about this round?
Unfortunately, what I was going to do, I realize now, is a cone, and I think if I cast fear now, I'm afraid I'm going to catch my companion in the midst of that.
Okay. Right.
Shoot it with the bow. You're an elf.
I'll shoot it with the bow. The bow has not been doing very good, but I will just go for more missile fire at this point.
Well, what if you roll a 20? You can take out an eye.
That's a good question. We haven't talked about crits.
We haven't talked about crits, but we'll get there when we get there.
Yep.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Oh,
shoot it.
Okay,
And actually, you can only shoot once per round or twice per round.
You can shoot at the
beginning and the end, right?
Yeah, the rate of fire
2 times
is
per. Very
2.
good.
And
very Legolas.
Okay,
so bow
and
fire for me.
Topharis, are you doing a casting or doing anything special we need to know about?
I was going to attempt to use my wand of paralyzation.
Okay.
Ooh, nice.
There we go.
Another reason to let go of the boat.
All right, go ahead and roll for initiative. Here's the frog.
Who's rolling, gentlemen?
Oh, 4.
I will.
Your turn, Brian. Roll a 6. Just out of spite.
Okay,
1.
so it's
Oh.
No, that's when we act, right? Oh no, we lost. So
so he goes first.
He starts on segment 1, and you start on segment 4.
4. All right, is that how it goes?
Yep.
Okay.
And it dives beneath the water. Oh, so you get a bow shot at it.
Okay. Oh, I should go back to my character sheet. Sorry, I was looking at spells. Oh,
that's a miss. And
there's 3 arrows down.
Yep. And then it dives beneath the water, out of your view, and the water's strangely still. Ahmed's like hanging onto the boat, and that combat is over.
Is the boat floating there?
Yeah, boat's there. It's like a little rowboat,
Okay.
I would say.
Yeah, well, I'm going to climb into my boat.
Right.
Pull the oar out of the same patch. Roll blades. My, that was awful. I'm going to introduce myself. Thank you for your assistance, sir. And I'm going to immediately drink my potion. Where's that
Potion
damn
of
thing?
healing.
It's a potion of like mega healing. Where the hell is that? I had a big one. Where did I list my potions? Damn me.
Equipment.
Yeah, probably.
Telferis, resheathes his wand.
Hmm.
Welcome, the wizard sent me. It seems
No, I don't have it listed there, but I had one. It was like potion. No, I'm serious. I don't have a potion listed. I don't have any of my potion listed there. Did I put it in special abilities? No, that's spells.
Let's see if I can find it.
Aaron had a list of all the magic items
Well,
from carrying.
I
Potion of extra healing.
That was it.
This
I
level
had one of
13
those.
magic user potion of extra healing.
it's a good
I
thing
know I
that
had
thing's
one.
still
I had
here.
at least one of those. Because like that'll be handy because we don't have a cleric. I'm thinking, can I turn all my potions into one of these?
You have a potion of extra healing, potion of polymorph self, and a potion of climbing. And
Yes. Where don't I have that written down?
I'm putting it on your worksheet.
Yeah, what's wrong with me?
I don't know.
I have it written somewhere and I haven't found it. But okay, well, I
Maybe
no longer
it's-
have a potion of extra healing because I need the hit points.
Yeah.
And then you probably want to figure out how to track the items that are in your robe of useful things, and you don't have the
Yes,
boat any longer. Well, the boat is now
it's right here.
In front of
tangible.
us.
Can't put it back.
It's like one of those. I don't know if you remember when you were kids, those little capsules with the
Mhm.
sponges in them, and throw them in the water, and then poof.
Yep.
All right, potion of extra
Exactly.
healing. What's the
100
recovery?
D100.
Hmm.
Well, I don't have
100
much. I only have
D100.
30, so I can't. If I can recover 25, that would be great. I like the idea that when the frog descended, I was still in the boat, and so I actually never got wet.
So are potions one use, Aaron, or are they more than one use?
Good question.
I hope this is a many use spell. I have a feeling we're going to need it.
Generally, I would say that there are one use, but that may
Okay.
prove otherwise as I skim through the notes here. Extra healing is 3d8 plus 3.
All right.
Let's see.
3d8 plus 3.
Restores 3d8 plus 3 when wholly consumed, or 1d8 for each third. So potion 10. So you can sip on it, or you could chug it.
No, I think, yeah, 3d8 plus 3. I'm going to drink the whole thing.
Okay.
I'm afraid I need it. So
we've
I,
learned.
I really thought
we
you were
are
going to
not
die
all
when
that
he
well.
chomped on you
I
for
did too.
5d10.
I did too. So
10
13 points back.
13 points.
Well, I didn't add to plus 3.
Yeah, gotcha.
So 13. So I'm at 16, which is just above my original base anyway. That's how much I get from my my familiar. Azili's crawling around on the shoulder. He was worried. I was worried.
I was worried. We were all worried.
Will you, Ahmed, would you mind sketching a boat onto the map, and we'll use that as the boat.
Point of reference.
Yeah, my boat was not very good.
That was a
My
fine
boat
boat.
was weak. Let's see, maybe there's a boat in the token library.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, here we go. We'll use this one. There are a couple of choices here. So, oh, that's cute.
Well, now that it's out, oh, that is much better. Yeah, I like
There
that.
we go.
Oh, yeah, let's get rid of my line. Sorry, I'm marking up the map.
Oh, that's all right.
That's so much cooler. We can all fit in that one. Yeah.
Oh, it's scaled down. better
I
size.
still think it's a rowboat we can all fit in because I
Sure.
don't really want to get in the water much after that.
Yeah, it's about
I have a feeling there's more than one of those fuckers around.
it's
Well,
about
there's only 3 of us, so.
it's about
Yeah.
10 feet. I mean, it's large enough to fit the 3 of you. It would be fairly crowded. If you put another person in there, it would be really crowded.
Mhm.
You do know that there's this giant frog that is out in the water somewhere, but it's been badly hurt. But you do know it's hungry, so it's dangerous out there, is what I'm trying to say.
It is very
Yes.
dangerous. I think we
So
understand that it is dangerous.
my thought is we want to head to the east, and the waters. They have this big fountain ahead of us. Some of the waters come from the east, and I don't know if we want to move up that way. I think if we stay on the path
The water's flowing to the south here, down these little
and just flowing
channels or rivulets.
from the fountain.
Yeah, and the water spills over the fountain and then fills this big pond, this big pool, and then it flows out of the pool through these channels.
So now, did you say there were tunnels through this 40-foot block where the dotted lines are?
Yeah,
We could actually walk
that's
through it.
that's like just like a big overhang. So these big
Perfect. I
stone
say,
overhangs. These lookout platforms are 40, 50
right.
feet above you.
I think we should use the boat to cross the stream, um, so we don't have to get wet.
Hmm.
Um, and then walk along the path. I think we're much safer on the path. We didn't seem to be enchanted. We seem to be getting these random moments of um, being locked and staring at some source of immaculate beauty, and we'll be there for like an hour
Hmm.
if I recall
Hmm.
correctly.
Hmm.
And there's nothing you can do except pick the person up and carry him. Maybe now that
Hmm.
there's 3 of us, that might work, but otherwise, it's been sort of a hopscotch sort of movement forward, where one of us is okay and one of us isn't. So the one who's okay kind of keeps an eye on things while the other one comes out of it.
Right, right. And
But
that was
that
that
didn't happen while we were on the paths.
Cool.
it
But we
happened when
could.
you were pushing your way through the densest parts of the
Correct.
garden. Yeah.
Do
Correct.
we want to perhaps fly over and check out, maybe get an aerial view? Or
Well, can you fly? I don't have fly.
I don't
well, you
either.
do have a familiar.
I do.
I,
Yeah.
I
We
could
seem
fly
to.
if you'd like.
I'm happy to fly Azili up and get an aerial view and see if we can't see buildings or something beyond this, because it seems to me what we're looking for is going to be to the east of this fountain, would be my guess.
Safe bet.
Sure. So you
But
want
it's
to?
also kind of smoky and hazy all over the place too. It's not a
Oh, right.
everything's kind of pungent and
Yeah, that's a good call out. So the visibility here is restricted, and it's mostly because the city itself is shrouded in this kind of pink gray fog, and it creates this pungent sort of aroma.
in
Um,
fact some of the fog is coming out of that orchid, right?
it is, yeah. That's out in the center of the pool there. Another
Well, are we
thing,
interested in stopping that orchid from doing that, or do we care?
No,
And
I think
we don't really want to gain attention, right? If we can
Right.
help
yeah,
it.
We want to
exactly.
get in and get out if we can. Quiet.
That's my thought. This has already been a bigger headache than I had hoped.
all of
I was like,
these
I'm like, what do I roll up next?
all of these scribbly lines here, Tophias, are like these amazingly exotic and strange plants. Um, if you want to spend time investigating them, you can. The other players have
Sounds
done a
like
little bit of that. Uh,
isn't that how you
Sure.
guys got enamored by them though as well?
Exactly. Don't go into the plants.
Well, the entire city, yeah, don't go into the plants. I think you're okay. Like on the path, I think you're okay. The entire city is full of plants, and what we've noticed is things like they'll be like roses, but they're not roses we've ever seen that we know of existing in our world. Or there'll be, lilies, but they're not lilies that we've ever seen. But and this is like some kind of orchid, but it's not like any orchid we know of.
mhm,
So
mhm.
Well, we are.
the whole garden is like that. Is all plants that don't quite make sense to us.
we're kind of in the demi-plane, right, between Earth
Exactly.
and Fire.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. Yeah. So everything's yeah, and there's this incredible pink smoke floating everywhere. We're at a rave.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's where
So, and
everyone is.
the information we received was the library was into the northeast part of the city. We've gone into the northeast corner of the entry courtyard, which led to this garden. We followed a path to a bridge across the water, which then ended into just kind of like deer path kind of things, but it's still a garden. It's all very manicured. But as we went into this wild area garden, that's when we started getting enchanted and having issues and lost time and all that. Then we got to the water here. We're like, oh, good, a sidewalk. And as soon as we thought, we should go walk over there to the east, these two little eyes popped up, and you know the rest. It was not a good day.
Well, do we want to fly? I mean, I think I could come up with, like, I could cast flight on someone, and then we could cast levitation on two people, and then the flight guy could carry the other ones, propel them, and we could maybe get somewhere. Or maybe the first thing we should do is see if we can get an aerial view of like what we're looking for, if Azilia is
Right.
possible doing that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's see if Zilly can get up and see.
Well,
I
he's
don't want
small
I
and
don't
he's
want
mostly invisible, so I think he's
right,
the safest to not be noticed.
right. He doesn't want to engage in anything. I want him. I think if he could fly quite high around here,
Hmm.
he might be able to see what is
Quite high around the area. Sure.
right, like over, not into the platform, because I'm sure if he got anywhere near the platform, something living up there would eat him. And he's
Sure.
my
Or
little
shoot
buddy.
him.
So I'll
Yeah,
let you I'll let you
it'll be
move.
something it sees invisible, so we don't need that.
Sure, I'll let you move your token, Ahmed. I was
Okay.
thinking about creating a token for Azili, but I just haven't. So just go ahead and
Fine.
use your token as you kind of start this flying exploration. He flies quite fast, um, so you can move about 200 feet in a in a in a turn. So as much as you want to explore per turn, that's fine. I'll just kind of estimate it based on what I'm watching,
Okay,
where I'm watching you fly.
right, so I've gone 10 that direction, but you figure I've also gone 10 up.
10 up.
Well,
Yeah.
don't worry about it. I'm just watching you move. I'm just giving you
All
some
right, so you
context about.
understand he's trying
Make
not
himself
to
a target.
right or get too close to where something might come flying off the edge of this platform,
Sure,
but he wants to get up above and see if we can see if there's something living on the platform.
sure, yeah. And let's see. Let me just take a quick look at my light layer so I understand what you would be seeing. Yeah, cool.
And I see a building. You could do it. You only see it when I stop. Do you guys see the arch? I like to do the nice big arch.
They don't see the same things you do because
Oh no. Of course,
the way I've
of
set
course.
the lighting.
Actually, I am actually, Aaron.
Oh, well,
I'm seeing what he's revealing.
that's fine.
And
The
well, I'm
reason for
explaining
that
them
is
as I see it.
Go ahead.
probably how you have the who owns the character sheet, who can edit the character sheet. If you change that, then we wouldn't be able to see
Yeah,
what they
I
can see.
I did make the tokens as being controlled by specific players, so
Right, but not just the tokens. You actually have to do the character sheet, who it's editable by, and all that. That's what changes it. I just learned this
oh,
this week.
interesting. So because everybody has access to the character sheet that carries forward the same permissions.
Exactly.
Okay. I don't
So this
I didn't
appears to be an exit from the garden.
where sorry, I'm not seeing where you are because I'm zoomed out a little bit.
Looks like that's like the upper area. Like we're in a big dome. Is that accurate?
Looks kind of like a domish structure with these platforms coming
Yeah,
across
we're in
it.
a big, and then there's obviously going to be.
It's a
I should
but think about it like a big palace. It's
Yeah,
uh like a very Middle Eastern
Taj
kind of
Mahal-ish.
Taj Mahal kind of situation.
Perfect.
And if you want to like look over any of the walls or anything like that, fly higher than and then that area, just let me know and I'll move your token. Just maybe use the ruler to point where you want to go if you want to go further than where you are now.
Well, from what I can see there, does there appear to be large buildings or something we would assume is library or buildings of any sort?
This is, let's see, this is clearly like palace stuff.
Very good.
The big these big observation platforms that look out into this beautiful garden and whatnot. So
And
this would
this
be
looks
like
like ground
this,
floor entrances is what my pseudo dragon can see here, correct?
where those are windows from the upper story of the palace.
This is an entrance then.
That would, yeah, that's like an archway leading into a different area.
All right.
Damn it, I'm so jealous. Oh, Jason's getting coffee.
I don't want him to go too far. He's up way above the platforms and going to make a perimeter of the pool just so we
Okay,
have
yeah,
some
sure.
reference.
So that's to take you maybe 2 turns.
Now those, I'm in the north now. Is this little buildings?
Yeah,
Little of each of the 10-foot squares.
That's
such a gorgeous map, right?
It really is. That's why I want to do this. This is a smart idea of Jason. I don't know why I didn't think of it. I think I'm overprotective of my poor little dragon. And this is this building or wall to the north?
This is like a big balcony.
Gotcha. And it's okay. We need to get to a higher level at some point, but I think we need to get into.
How
I think
tall
we
are
need
the platforms above us, Aaron, that are on the
40 feet.
40 feet?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, that's what you said.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And do they connect back to something like a wall that we could
Yeah. Look.
scale?
Yeah. Look. You can see doors.
The
There's 2 sets of doors that lead right out onto them.
Yeah, these are walls, they're like palace walls, Brian, and then this platforms, shoots out from the palace itself,
Kind of like arching over?
Yeah, big flying buttresses and whatnot. You
Okay.
could climb up from there to one of the platforms pretty easily.
Okay.
When there's a bridge
When I say
to the.
when I say you, I mean Erlen could climb up there
Yeah.
pretty easily. The wizards,
Oh,
it's a
I
different
didn't
problem.
think you meant me personally either because
No,
the
no,
way
no, yeah, I know.
Okay. If
Back.
there's 40 feet,
Cool.
I could scale up and then I could drop my
Nice.
rope and pull everyone up.
Welcome back, sir.
Yeah. So Peter, I could see while you were moving, but the map is not permanently revealed to me. So.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll move back then to when we talk
Alright,
about it.
Yeah, that's cool.
But you guys saw the northeast. There's an entrance to that palace structure, which I think might be a good choice. And the very north, there appears to be a huge balcony overlooking
Yeah,
the entire thing,
this is like
as well as some very small buildings.
This is an archway that like a tunneled archway that leads under the wall that goes out into another area of the
Here,
palace.
That's not revealed to us right now.
Sure.
Let me go there so people can see what you're talking about.
Sure.
There we go.
These are some big windows that look out from this area of the palace. There's a big balcony up here that overlooks the pool. There's some ruined buildings, ruined structures over here.
It's the far north. Yep.
And then Erlen was talking about if it would be possible to climb up the walls as a thief and then get up here to the platform, and that would be pretty easy for him to do.
So just
there's the ruined buildings, and this is the huge balcony.
I like the idea of getting up on the walls too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think higher is better for us. So we have a couple choices.
Yeah. So
I'm going to continue my perimeter just so Jason gets a chance to see it, because up here on this balcony, we can already see 2 sets of doors.
I think there's a similar set of doors over on one of the other ones.
I agree. And as you came down here, there's just a bridge, and yeah, there's at least one set of doors there to the south. But again, I'm just leaning towards our only clue is northeast. So I figure we keep heading that way.
Let's do it.
Okay, so that means my thought is we try to enter. Well,
yeah. Do we want like this one or this one?
I'm thinking we want to enter up here.
Which
That's
one?
what I think.
Okay. So we can follow the path up there.
This one here, yeah, and we can get around the path, and we can use the boat to cross the water areas. Because I just don't trust the water to not have more frogs, or that frog not to be wait for payback.
Okay. Okay, so it sounds like you want to take the boat and go from here to here.
Well, really, yeah,
Maybe kind of
here.
staying along the shore.
Yes.
Why don't we
on
why
the
don't we just
path?
why don't we just get up here and then walk up that way?
Get up where?
Up
The
here.
first pier.
Well, we could do
So we
that
don't have to-
too.
We don't even have to go in the water then.
Oh, good point. Actually, it looks like a walkway all the way around, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Even
I'm pretty
better.
sure that these are all connected.
Yeah.
You
Some
guys
of them are
smarter
connected.
than I am. Okay. Well, then, yes, let's put the boat, Aaron, just beach it right there in the path.
Okay.
I'm going to bring my pseudo dragon back so we can see what we're doing. That's a fun effect.
Yeah, the enforced line of sight and all of that stuff. Yeah, very cool.
Oops.
I agree.
I-
It's awesome.
I feed him a little snack as he comes back.
All right. So
Well, gentlemen, shall we?
So you can go ahead and move your tokens to where you want to be. I think it sounds like is the thief going to climb up and then use his rope to help the others, or you
I
guys can
think
use
so. That
magic?
saves our spells.
We're still gonna have to move into the oh, is that a tunnel going through? Is this a tunnel that goes through?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's like this observation platform flies out from the
wall.
from the wall of the palace.
Right. Yeah. So that means the base of it is actually through this garden again.
Yeah.
for us
So
to get up.
Bases, yeah.
yeah, the
So we're
the
gonna have to
wall
push
prop
through there to get
the
up
wall
there.
proper doesn't start until about here.
Oh,
Right.
see,
So right about here, Aaron, is that what you're saying?
The wall proper
No.
starts about here.
Oops, I'm not seeing where you're at. Sorry,
he's
zoomed in
way
too
in
much.
there, about 50 feet in.
Right here. Well, you can
Ooh,
you can
okay.
see that it's
All right.
got two different colors to it.
Okay.
This is
So
a
our guys
dark.
can meander into the forest a little bit, into the
That's
garden.
the problem, I guess. Do we want to do it that way, or should we just use like jump or something to get up there, or levitate or whatever?
Well, let's double check my list here. I do have teleport.
Yeah, I don't know if we want to burn the spells though. That's my only concern. We could. We absolutely could.
You only have one teleport for the day.
Well,
I have
I mean,
dimension door, and that's it.
I have a levitation that I could use, and then one person could levitate up there to bring the others up.
That's true. So I guess we could levitate one person up on, because these are only 40 feet. I've got my rope of climbing, so we could lower that back down.
Well, you can climb too, Erlen. I mean,
Okay.
it would be an easy climb for you, as we kind of discussed last session.
Well, we just didn't want to go into the woods.
I see. You didn't want to get into the garden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does the rope of climbing work?
So it
We might just be able to send it up there.
Or can a zilly carry the end of it up there?
Heck
And
yeah.
does it self-attach?
it
Yeah.
self-attaches.
Yeah, you could do
Well, then there you go. A zilly's taking the rope up.
Perfect.
There we go. We don't have to waste spells. We don't have to go in the forest. I like that. Aaron, you're doing a great job. We're paranoid of flowers and
Fuck yeah. I'm an environmentalist, and I'm like, let's not go in the garden.
See, so let me just update a few of my notes that I'm a little behind on, and then we will move on. If you guys want a bio or a coffee, this is a good time. I'll need 5
okay, I'll get
minutes.
some more tea. I'll be right back.
back.
Cool.
Hello, you're on the air.
Turn down your radio.
I cannot believe I lived. My God.
Yeah, that was scary for everybody involved.
I have a time-saving strategy though. If I do die,
Yeah,
I'm just
what's
gonna
that?
run. I'm gonna run a clone of him. All right, ready to go. Everything's already rolled up. Here we go.
Oh,
Maybe different magic items, but it's like okay, going through all that. Or I'm gonna go
well,
total Conan crazy fighter guy.
there are pre-gens to use too. So, I mean, it would take a little while to. I mean, I could take a snapshot of the pre-gen, and you could just use that. And we could
Shoot.
figure out the nice thing about the pre-gens is all the spells and magic is already done.
Spells are all done.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, I'd need a pseudo dragon because the figure's got one.
All right, I'm back.
All right, you're
I
back.
have very skewed priorities. I am aware of it. Okay. What's aesthetically pleasing? Ah, shame to leave the boat. Well. That's fine.
We could haul it up with us, but I don't think we want to carry it.
No. No, when I get higher level, I'm going to invent a robe of a recyclable robe of useful things so you can put them back because that's wasteful.
That would be awesome. Pull the boat out,
And
use
honestly,
put it back
go
up,
ahead.
slap it on the patch.
That's it. I would love that. I think that's how I want the item to work. But I also feel like I feel like I'm littering in this magnificent magical place that is all
I know.
about beauty
They
and
forgot a rowboat, and clearly they had one at one time. It's gone. We're just providing them a new one.
there you go.
We're improving the place. So when we meet the owner, we'll say, "Hey, look, but we gave you a rowboat for your pond,
That's it.
and look how nicely it fits in."
Tourists love that kind of thing.
Exactly. And even inhabitants, the people
The
who live
locals
here.
can use it. Stay away
Exactly.
from the frog. Fucking frog.
Stupid frog. Oh my gosh. But it's a high level adventure we were going to encounter.
Who puts that in a garden? Who puts that? The children play here.
There's a sphinx in here, man. Remember? She could have eaten us too.
Yeah, she
almost
almost
did
ate
me.
you. Oh, sorry. Boom.
I'm
Gone.
so glad that however Aaron rolled that reaction roll that she decided I wasn't worth chasing. I thought I was dead. Like, uh-oh. Mono Imano was a sphinx. Yeah, I don't have that many hit points either.
Hmm.
Well, I have a feeling that with just two of us, most of the time, or even just three of us from time to time, we might go cycling through characters.
Well,
Well,
it could. I mean, it could happen too. I mean, especially with
Yeah,
these
with
the
these big things.
the lower hit point wizards and stuff. They don't
Sure.
have.
yeah.
How many
They
hit
just
points
roll
do you have now after
fire.
the healing?
I'm at 16.
Okay. Yeah, that's
That's not a lot.
No, no,
that's
no,
one
no.
frog. That's one frog bite away
That's
from
it.
the
That's
great
not even a
beyond.
frog bite. That's like a frog spit away. I mean, I've only got 35. We're all kind of low on the hit point side. That's all right though. We'll just run this more like a
You guys aren't waiting on me,
smash
are
and
you?
grab.
No.
We were just making sure you're back.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm back.
Okay, cool. So you guys are up on the platform now. You can go ahead and move and explore as you will. You basically have
Put it away.
120 feet of movement per turn. I'll be tracking that. So as you move and explore, I'll
So
be
is there any
watching
kind
what
of like
happens.
um a railing around this balcony area?
No, there's a big
Okay.
tower that you can see to the
This
east.
one?
There's a
Okay.
door on the east, on the nearest east edge of that tower,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're sort of like up on the palace walls here,
Mm-hmm.
and there's big walkways around. Uh, the and the walls lead north and south from your current positions.
Mm.
And I'm just cleaning up one of my lighting layers that was a little broken. So I'm a little distracted while you're doing that, but please feel
Jason,
free.
when we first came in the courtyard, one of the things we came upon was a really big fountain, but they were a group of washerwomen chattering and gossiping and doing wash, and they took little to no notice of us whatsoever.
Yeah, but somebody shot us from one of the towers.
Yes, somebody shot at us from one of the towers as we came dodging in. They
Okay.
missed, and we were
So
able
it's
to.
not like an abandoned city if there's washerwomen.
No,
Exactly.
exactly. And there's weird stuff, and there's another gate we didn't go through to the direct east, and the whole city is like on a little piece of
Peninsula.
land, a little peninsula of land jutting out over a magma lake or ocean. Really, it's a magma ocean down there.
Yeah, it's the elemental plane of fire, I would imagine.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did you guys try to talk to these washerwomen and they ignored you? Maybe it sounds like it's a different action
They
briefly.
they didn't choose to engage with them. They just sort of they left
Okay.
them to their own.
Oh, I see.
But they seem
As,
to not
as
like
we keep
taking
walking by,
notice
they
of
look
us.
at us with disdain, and we're like, "Well, let's leave them alone." So we might go back and talk to them, but we were like, "Just got to get to the northeast. Find a building to the northeast," and that's when we saw the garden.
So it looks like you've kind of all moved a little bit closer to this tower.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Are we going to mess with the tower or are we going to move on?
I think we might want to look into that.
oh shoot,
Into it
sorry.
then.
Sorry, I just need to check a note. So you
I
want to
usually hide when the door is.
go check out the tower?
Just to
Maybe
see if the door is
use that
locked or
door.
unlocked.
Okay, sure. EFG.
All right.
But it wouldn't be. I don't know. I'm doubting that's the library, but I'd like to know if there's something inside. Or we can just move along the wall where you don't see anything that's going to kill us.
There's an advantage in that.
That's
Mhm.
what I kind of thought. I think we're better off focusing exactly on
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that idea better.
So when you guys get up here into up here onto the platform, sorry, let me get to the right layer and the
Here's a
pointer.
family of rocks.
Yeah.
As you guys get up here into the platform, you have a really good view out over the pool itself and the big orchid, and you can see dark shapes um,
In
out
the
here in the
water.
pond.
So there's more than one frogolith.
Wait, let me see. Not the dark shapes that are vapor. There are no dark shapes in the map, but we see them.
Yes, correct. So they're
Are they eating their injured brethren?
no, there's none of that. But what
Damn.
they're like giant tadpoles, I think is the sort of shadow. Tadpole's pretty
Yeah.
easy to identify, but they're
Mm-hmm.
big. They're like as big as you are. You
Oh,
don't see any. You don't have any. You don't see anything of the frog itself. It's probably gone to ground or into its lair somewhere.
what did you say it was, Jason?
Jason
Maybe
might be
I
on
think
mute.
I think he's on mic. He might be on mute.
How did you guys know I was talking and
Because it was quiet and
and you asked me a specific question?
All right.
yeah.
I just guessed froghemoth. That was my imagery when I think of a big giant frog with tentacles.
Okay,
That's
I'll
kind
have
of
to
what I
look
think
that
of.
up online later on.
I don't even know if it's a. It could also have been some type of demon or something or devil, but
Sure.
I don't know. That was just my guess because I think that's more of a swords and wizardry thing than it is an AD&D thing. But it may have been AD&D. I don't know.
Okay, just curious because man, I'm just so used to DCC at this point. You don't
Really?
know what the fuck it is because there's no monster manual. There's just
Right.
every. Yeah,
Perfect.
love that game. Yeah, that's what Aaron used to get us hooked back into old school.
He did. It was very effective too.
Okay,
You know,
we decided to not mess with doors, by the way, Aaron. We want to keep moving along the
You don't want to mess with those doors.
not especially. And if we stay close to the wall, somebody's less likely to shoot at us from above. Though at this point, I'm firing back just because I'm not going to be polite anymore. I'm a little worked up,
A little peeved.
a little peeved.
A little peeved. Ugh.
Yeah. Again, though, I like the idea that as everything went down, I just ended up in the boat dry. The frog goes under the boat, it's there in the water, and I'm just bobbing around in it.
Sorry, just skimming my notes.
That's okay.
As I've said in many an adventure, that means we're still alive. Plus, I'm painting a cat. A cat covered with explosives. That is just not going to get old.
Wrong. It's just wrong, Peter.
Ah, I can't wait to use that on Sullens. He's going to give me that frown and go. So I painted all the ninja cats black.
Okay, Peter. I think that's. I googled frog images. That is big and ugly, and it looks like you being pulled into its mouth.
Let's see.
That is freaking big.
Holy shit. That is me without a sword. Oh my
Yeah.
god, look at that tongue. Yeah, that's what got me.
No,
Fucker.
bastard. That does fit the description. And if so, that is freaking huge. I would probably have looked at that and gone, "Nah, the bow's not going to do squat. I need something bigger. I need bigger guns."
We're exploding dice on your damage.
Huge monstrosity, it says.
Oh my god. We survived that. Ooh, it's Volo's Guide to Monsters D&D 5th edition. Interesting.
I just googled frogging myth though. That's the current version of it.
Okay,
But
well,
no,
I'm moving along here. And oh, I see big stairs.
Okay.
Speaking of which, I got to get some big double wide public access stairs for my wooden walkways. So I'm going to have to talk to Thomas about that.
Sorry, gents, I'm all caught up here.
okay, we're moving along to.
So it sounded like you were going to just continue on up to the north there and not mess around with this tower.
Yes, that seems that way lies folly.
Well, lies less folly, maybe, we hope.
No, to go into the door seems
Oh.
to have folly. We need to just stay on target and avoid
What
frogs.
the hell?
More
What the hell's
doors.
over here? It looks like a bunch of escalators.
It's
does.
like a big sweeping stairway that switches back on itself, and it's on the stairs lead up to the garden level where that little archway leads out of the garden. So you're kind of looking down at this stairwell, these stairs.
Mm.
And though it looks like it's kind of tiered where the water goes.
Yeah, that goes the water runs beneath the stairs. So it's like two levels kind of leading down deeper into the
And then there over here, there's a big stair into a building.
But that area is, if you guys want to, that area is like quite heavily shrouded with the mists, and if you want to go down there, you can. You just need to get down from where you're at.
Right.
We can just see something over there, right? There's just more structure. Okay.
I say this is fascinating.
So does it? If
Looks like this door is open.
Stairs go down.
Sorry, where is that, Ahmed? Yeah,
so if we went down, we can go down the stairs or something. Is that where they go up to? I'm just trying to understand the description. Okay. Okay, makes sense.
Well,
yeah. So if you look, this would be like the lowest point of the stairs here.
This is the lowest point.
This is the lowest point that I'm pointing at now.
So
it goes up, and then it
like
goes
garden level.
Yeah.
Are you guys looking at a different map than I am?
I don't know.
I don't see your pointer.
Sorry, I'm not on the right layer.
Okay, first off, if you come through the portal, you come through here, and this would be the bottom line.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. And that's leading
and it comes all the way up.
That's
and
leading
would-
up,
to a
And then it
layer
up,
here.
and then that's leading up, and then that's leading.
Up.
Oh, sorry.
And this is the
Different
level
image.
here that
Mhm.
appears. I'm not sure that this area is the same level as this, because this water level is higher and it comes cascading down to this level. Oh
So
wait,
this-
no, wait.
So this.
Oh,
the
so this
water-
water's going into the fountain, not out of the fountain,
It's going out of the fountain. It's going this way.
and it's going up the hill. It's the city of brass.
No, I think it's just the stairs have cutouts beneath it to allow the water to flow.
Hmm.
Okay.
Exactly.
I don't think those are actually drops.
Okay, so this is like the edge. This is what this represents. This little narrow strip on each side that represents the precipice down.
Yeah, and the arrows, the direction of the arrow indicates the downward direction, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
So
I
this
think
is
so now.
So these
this is a
stairs are
low point.
down.
This is
Yeah.
this is the next higher point. This is the next
Right.
higher point, and
Okay.
then this
And-
this stairway goes down again. Yeah, so it looks like from here you can go.
This is
straight.
a high platform in this area.
Yeah,
This is a very high
yeah,
platform.
if you want to go that
And this
way,
is a high platform.
yeah, if you want to go over there,
This.
if you want to go
Sorry,
over
I
there,
don't-
you can climb down there and go that direction.
So the stairs do not intersect with the wall.
Where we are.
No, they're down on the.
But
would
this
be the
door
ground
appears to be
level.
a jar.
Yes, that door
No,
is
it looks like a
door.
door to me.
Sorry. I'm gonna peek through. I say. Looking for a library. Anyone home?
Yeah, and the water here is flowing quite fast.
Mm.
Yeah. We don't want to be in fast flowing water that might
Just
take
need,
you over
just need
Into the
to check
lava.
some notes.
the element of fire. Elemental plane of fire.
Okay, so
Just give me a moment. Updating
okay.
some things on my map. I didn't think you guys were going to come up here, so I.
Of course not, which is exactly why we came here.
Right, exactly.
That's how it always works.
Hey, we're just trying to stay away from frogs at this point.
This is the conundrum of every DM. Whatever you prepare, the players will most likely ignore. So
That's why I don't
Right.
prepare anything. It's easier that way.
there you go. That's a strategy.
I think a module should be able to casually flick through it as the characters advance.
I think Jason's on mute still. He's back.
I think he ran for bio too.
Yeah, but he's
I'm here.
moving his
Oh,
token.
okay.
Yeah, he's here.
I'm here.
Cool,
I was
cool,
just listening to you guys crack it up.
You guys,
Babbling incoherently.
Pretty much. That's all right. It's a game. That's what I expect.
That's it. That's why I get up at early in the morning is for the company.
Mm-hmm. Certainly isn't for anything else.
Well, I got the laundry started at least.
Good for you.
Scary though, getting up at 6 is still sleeping in for me. So
Same here, unfortunately. When do you start your day, Jason?
Today I was up about 5:36, but I was up until about 12:30 last night playing
playing what?
poker.
That's right,
okay.
because you have a tournament at 1:30. That's right.
Well, today I have a tournament at 1:30, but I was playing a cash game last night.
Mhm.
at a buddy's house.
online or
Nice.
at a friend's?
No, at a friend's house.
Gotcha.
Nice.
But I would say I'm almost always up 6-ish, 6:30 for sure.
Mhm.
But I am up before you guys because I'm in Illinois. So
Yeah, exactly.
You are. Yeah.
Oh, see, I just now saw the text. Bio break. Yeah, nobody owns coffee. You just
yeah, no kidding. I finished
what
the
a-
pot off now though, so we're good.
it's such a cute little kitty.
At least the getting the coffee is done.
Yeah, exactly. Removing the coffee may not be.
Correct.
Definitely not done. I think this is interesting if you look at the shape that's here. It almost looks like a giant pendant laying down or something. But I'm sure it's something totally evil.
It's probably fairly
Say
neutral,
it isn't
most likely.
so.
I think most anything in this adventure is designed to kill us.
Well, it's at least lethal because wasn't this the city of Jin?
Yeah.
Yeah, one thing that you notice about the doors in the first tower that you bypassed is that the brass doors themselves are embossed with like um, demon faces and crawling monstrosities.
All the more reason to not touch them. Very wise, Jason. You're a wise.
All right, sorry, I'm mostly
All
caught
right.
up now.
Now I'm regretting we not talking to the washerwomen. I just
Yeah, now it's like, damn.
I had this paranoia right away.
Well, leave it to Aaron to have the washerwomen be, actually the three fates or something, or the Norns, and they're just waiting there to destroy you. Yeah.
No, they probably had like a map. Oh, here's a city map, strange traveler. Yes,
And
the best way is this.
here's a key to the library.
This is
Yeah,
what's
library
happening.
too.
Don't go through the garden, or you'll be
That's right.
stupefied.
That's
Exactly.
it. Here's a couple trains it passes. You'll be good.
Show the frog this and it will let you be. Crap, really?
Hey, that's a
Really?
good idea. Maybe there is something like that we should be
Looking
seeking
far.
out. Yeah.
See, now I want to put that in my games when the players avoid the equivalent of the washerwomen. I can say, but look, they had the map, they had a pass, they had a key. Oh, you guys just blew it all off.
Ooh, there's a window looking out there. Are these stairs?
Something. There's some sort of movement.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the arrows again.
Go from
Stairs down.
high to low. I can't remember what it
Right.
is.
sorry, let's
Wait,
see.
I know. Just look at the map. No, arrow is the bottom. So
Right.
yes, from high to low. Yes. So those are stairs down
Or slope.
or slope.
You
Yeah, it looks like this is
slope,
free hand.
yeah, slope. So, yeah, all right. So there's, you guys
Just
are,
taking a peek out the window.
yeah, you guys are walking into a big ballroom.
Ooh.
There are pale blue accent lights and, richly carved, ornate woods. You can see a dining table there off to the west with a big drape, sort of.
That's the dining table. I see.
Mm-hmm. Big drape behind it so the servants can come and go.
Makes sense.
A big dance floor off to the north with these weird steps, non-Euclidean steps. What is non-Euclidean? It's not Euclidean, so something bizarre, scary, frightening.
Angles jarring to the eye.
Right. And so it looks like you're moving around there to the west, and
To the west, yeah.
Tolfaris is sort of looking to the north. And off to the north, you can see these stamping guardians.
What?
Stamping guardians?
Stamping.
What did you?
Come
Stomping's
Stamping
not good.
party.
They come stomping around. Sorry, I gotta grab my token.
No, we're not. We're leaving.
We're out. Gotta go.
I'm not getting stomped.
We're in the ballroom.
Door here, and we've got doors here, doors here. But
And
I think
they're-
door here might be our best option.
And they're coming from here. Is that what you said?
Hang on. Let me just
Gonna
grab a
give us the
token. Let me
direction we
grab a token for you.
No stomping. No stomping. Stomping is bad.
Stomping bad.
It's an Efreet's mosh pit.
I mean, this doesn't sound like a library.
No, it does not. Seems to be our fate to not find.
Well, nothing good's ever easy, right?
That's it.
Exactly.
That's
That's why we were sent. If it were
If
easy,
we
the
can
other guy
duck
would have done it.
behind the curtain, I think it behooves us to do so.
Sure. So, let's see if you guys are surprised.
We're not
Never.
surprised.
I'm a little
I'm never
surprised.
I'm a little surprised. What the
I
hell?
didn't expect a stamping party.
You're not surprised. So what? Sorry for
They
the
are stamping.
sorry for the the abbreviated description. But what you
Uh-huh.
see here coming out of the mists are these four men in shining brass armor. They carry bows and they all draw.
Oh, so they're coming after us.
Yeah, and it's an initiative,
Mm.
so we can go ahead and roll, making an initiative check. You guys can declare any of your actions. If there's any spell casting or special things you plan to do before we throw out the initiative.
We invoke the ancient rite of parley. No.
You're planning to speak to them. That's fine. They draw.
Yeah.
They draw bows. I think we're, well,
Well, they haven't fired yet,
they haven't fired yet.
but we aren't here. Well, we're here to take them, which they probably wouldn't like.
We're
Do you
just
want to
here
call out
borrow
to them?
wind.
Okay. Quick question, gentlemen. We are here to steal a book. Do we want to get captured? Because I don't think that'll be in our best interest. Are we
No.
assuming everything is going to be a combat? This is something we would have discussed as, we're wandering around in our boat.
Mhm.
Because I have a friend spell, but it's not that great. I mean, it's a level 1, so.
I have friends as well. I also have Ray of Enfeeblement and Fear. Those are some other things.
My
we can
thought
do.
is, if we talk, there's most likely we'll be taken prisoner. They've got bows. I have a feeling if you're a prisoner in the city of Brass, you're fucked.
Probably.
And we're also not here to for a trade route. We're not here really for peace. We are here to steal something. Really, it's what we've been sent for. So my thought is, we have to assume everything is hostile. Either run from it or fight it.
Okay.
What do you guys think?
Sounds accurate.
Mhm.
So
I
these
hate to be murder
guys,
hobos, but that is kind of our mission in this case.
these guys are big. They're like 8 feet tall, big,
Oh, Jesus.
hulking.
Okay. I don't think
Maybe
this is
maybe talking is not a bad idea. What are they going to? They're going to take us prisoner and then what?
eat us.
My point is, if we are going to talk, what's our cover story? We could
I
just say
feel-
we're here to learn in the library, but I don't think they're going to like that.
we don't even think this is the library, though, right?
We're not-
No, we're trying to find it.
Yeah.
We bypassed it at the last place. The tower back there was probably it.
Knowing my luck, yeah,
Exactly.
probably. Okay, do we want to have a cover story and
I don't know.
for whoever we meet and say, hey, we're just looking for the library? Do you want to be honest, or are we going to fight our way through things? Because we're not a lot of fighters.
Yeah,
We're
I
not
think
a lot
we
of
are the
fighters.
wizardy ways. We should be trying to do that.
We're
the
three
talking.
scholars seeking knowledge,
That's it. That's it. Hail. And if we have to, we cast friends.
and I can cast fear as well if we need to.
Okay, so
Yeah,
is
I have a
there?
feeling anything in the city is magic resistant anyway, but yeah,
Yeah,
we're going to try the peaceful route. We're not here to fight. We're trying to find our way around.
Are you
And
calling?
not be,
Are you calling out to them?
yes.
Right. Let me just do a
And I
reaction
want to
check.
remind you, do they appear to be of Jinn background or hill giant background? Clearly, they are not gnomes or bronze dragons.
No, they are none of those things. But
Because if there's Jinn, I can speak Jinn.
do you want to call out to them in Jinn?
I think that would be a safe guess because my master said that's a language spoken in this city.
Okay. And what's the general gist of the? You don't have to role
General
play
gist.
it specifically if you don't want to, but I just want to know what you're saying, what you're conveying, what you're.
Hand showing we mean no harm. We seek to cause no offense.
Mhm.
We are scholars sent to learn in the library, and we believe we've lost our way.
Okay. And you're speaking in Jinn, so that's
Speaking Jinn.
interesting. Do you have a charisma?
We're scholars of the mortal realm.
Do you have a charisma modifier?
With a charisma of 9, I
No,
honestly doubt it.
you
But
don't.
can I cast friends while I'm doing it? While I'm saying it?
No,
Don't do that.
Yeah.
but they.
That kind of defeats the
But this
purpose.
is
Yeah,
so
it does.
you call out to them, in Jinn, and that's when they draw their bows, preparing to
They
loose a
hate the Jinn.
volley. So
Oh, so they could.
When they hear me speak Jinn,
yeah, it has no effect.
gotcha. It doesn't, but it didn't offend them.
It did
Well,
not.
maybe it if they drew bows. So maybe they
Okay, that's
were
why I want to make
offended.
sure I didn't cause this.
Right.
Yes, you did. We're blaming this on you.
Okay, so here's the
Again.
initiative check. Sorry, is there any spell casting happening?
Well, that was. I think that was our kind of our action was trying to parlay.
That was prior to the
Oh, okay.
combat starting.
So we know that this is definitely not going to be friendly.
I just want to know
Let
if
me
anybody's
double
casting any
check.
spells or doing any wands or
Wait.
Do you want me to go
staving.
with fear? I just asked my. You guys want me to use fear? I've got to. I need to get close though. I'm way too far away. It's a 6.
I don't think fear is going to work. I think
Well,
we need
there's
to
all
come up
my
with
stuff. It's right here. Aaron pasted it in place. Perfect.
Yes.
So fear's not. I agree. I don't think fear's going to help us much.
All right, because it's a 4th level.
because these like
so-
are well, they're constructs, right?
Oh, are they? Are they not? Oh, they're not. Good point. They're not human or not mortal. I
We don't
guess.
know.
They seem like
Jeez.
constructs to me, like bronze giant
Son
constructs
of a freaking gun. Okay.
or golems or something like that.
Yeah.
Then
I'm a little. So this is like a winding stairwell.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what
sort
this
of,
is?
it goes, the arrows show the direction of the downward travel. So you're on like level 2 and it goes down to level 1. It's
Of a big
just,
slope, you said.
yeah, it's like kind of this weird twisting, sliding, not really stairways. They're not really
Okay, there's
stairs.
like
It's like,
slopes.
it's like, it hurts your mind to look at it.
Okay,
Um,
but these guys are at the top, and this is the bottom, and there is no cover between us and them, is what you're saying.
Correct.
Except maybe this thing. No.
yeah, unless you wanted to like dive down to like the lower area and like
Yeah,
try to
this is
hug
our
the
only bit of
stairs or
cover
something.
back here. At least this blocks line of sight. Whatever this black C shape is seems to block line of sight.
Well, I mean, I guess the question would be: is why do we want to go down there?
I don't think
I
we
don't-
do. I think
I don't think
Oh.
we do.
I
All right,
see
I'm-
doors over here.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I'm gonna move back out the door and let them come to us, and then we could,
Ooh,
do
use the
whatever.
door as a choke point, maybe.
yeah, could protect us from their arrows until they come closer, and then we can do whatever we want.
Sure.
I like it.
All right.
So we are beating feet. Aaron's what
Okay,
it sounds like.
sure. So
And,
here's,
I'll get Cone of Cold ready or a magic missile because I got a bunch of those.
are you going to cast?
No,
on
I'm
it?
just gonna
Okay.
get ready outside. I'm following. I like Jason's
Like a
plan. I'm
wand, you
following
mean, or
his lead.
something? Because you can move
No.
and cast anyway.
You
Oh,
can.
I can.
I just want to
Cool.
know,
So I can fire magic missile as I run out.
right. I just want to know if you're
Nice.
casting. So if your spell gets disrupted, it's lost type of thing, right?
Gotcha. Absolutely. I will fire magic missile as we run. And I'll mark it
Guys,
off.
I think you moved a little bit. I think some of you
We
were
did.
up here.
Oh, I did. Sorry, that was me.
I think
It was
some of
me
you
as
are
well.
up here.
Yes. If you want
So
me
I'm
to back, I
marking
was right
magic
here.
missile off.
You don't need to.
Yeah,
You don't need to mark it until you cast it.
Okay.
Although you
Yeah,
are.
he just needs to know so you may lose it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm prepping my wand of lightning.
All right. Fine.
I'm gonna use
Here is
that's my
the.
I say.
They roll a 4. You guys, one of you guys can make a. I should have rolled
I'll take the 6.
a 6, 4, 6.
So we're first.
You are first.
So we'll go on segment 1. They'll go on 3.
So just to let my companions know, I do have portal twice.
Oh, good. So we can lock the door behind us.
We could.
You do have what twice?
Hold portal.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. Let's see. You guys are going on 4. And they're going
So it
on
looks
6.
like we're a couple segments before they do.
All right. Sound like, oh, and then, sorry, the volleys go off. Here come the
Yep, and then-
arrows. Let's see, are all valid targets? The range is.
He's saying you can't move yet, buddy.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm excited. I want to go.
Run away!
Yeah, that's what we're doing is we're running away, but okay. Yeah, we're,
I think it's more of like a strategic withdrawal.
I like that. It sounds better.
I'm fine with beating feet, man. I am totally fine with beating feet. That is.
I have. Yeah, after being eaten by a frog, I think I have no trouble with retreat.
Okay, so you're all valid targets.
Of course, the elf gets to fire at the top and the bottom of the round if you're doing a bow.
He is not.
Yes, but I didn't have my bow out ready, so I can't. This action is round
What?
anyway.
You're an elf, and that was always ready. It's like attached to your hand.
Well, and I don't think it's going to do much against constructs, to be honest. It's a non-magical bow. And
We
so,
need to get you a bow of explosive armor-piercing rounds.
yes.
Okay,
we
so
do.
it's two against Erlen, one against Ahmed, and one against Tolfaris. Here's the two against Erlen. 2d20.
Wait, we won the initiative.
Yeah, but they fight. But
Let's go first.
the volley fires at the beginning and the end of the
Oh.
round.
My
Oh.
AC is crappy, so I have AC 7.
So that go
That hits. I'm
15.
sure.
Yeah, that's the 16 is probably going to hit. I don't know about the
Yeah, the 11 hits AC.
So if we were shooting, we would have shot first, but the volley happened before the firing. Gotcha.
Right.
Mhm.
The 11 hits AC 4. So I think those are 2 hits, right?
You were kind of breaking up there, but I assume
2
so.
hits, right?
16 definitely is a hit. If you said 11's a hit. So,
11, yeah. Oh, 16 points
Ow.
of damage.
I'm now at 19 hit points.
These are like flashing pink bolts of lightning fired
looks
from
like
these bows.
Kind of like what happened to us earlier when we were walking around.
Yes.
Fired for the tower.
Yeah,
when we
fired
entered,
from the
when we
tower.
first entered. Yeah.
Son of a gun.
The
Don't get
8's
hit,
going to
guys.
hit AC.
I have a 3.
Yeah, that's a miss.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm glad magic missiles hit automatically.
Yeah, Thaco 15. So I think that's a miss. 19. That's a hit against Tophias for 1 point of damage.
Okay, good.
That's what I thought. So my AC is actually 2
Get him.
because
I
the
should be hiding
staff of
behind you, too.
power. The staff of power gives you a +2 to your AC.
Oh, does it? Nice.
Very nice. Very nice.
Hang on to that.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
If I go down, try to salvage the robe of useful things. Doesn't have a rowboat now, but got a lot of useful things.
Oh, we're gonna totally pick your body clean.
Okay,
Well,
I think
that's the way it works.
All right, so we're onto the PCs, and it sounded like Ahmed was casting magic missile. He wasn't hit, so none of his casting would have been spoiled.
Is nice. Nice.
So you can go ahead and cast.
So it's at, what did we say it was? It's 1d4 per 2 levels?
I don't remember.
Well, 1d4, no, it was basically 7d4 plus 7, if I recall correctly. Well, call it just, dummy, you got it right here. Sorry.
You have your spell description, right?
Yep, it's 7.
Yes,
Yep.
I'm slow.
It's okay.
I'm the kid who doesn't pay attention in class. I know I am.
You have none of the information in there, but you just click it.
Yeah,
and
it's
you-
perfect.
you
Yeah,
like it.
Great.
It's all right here. It's on mine. So yeah, d4 plus 1. Any cast.
Oh yeah,
For every 2 levels experience, you gain additional missiles. So
I
yeah,
think we calculated it was 7 missiles.
yeah.
Yep.
So,
and these auto hit, right? These missiles, and
These are the auto hits.
and you're targeting one specifically.
yeah.
Yes, that would be
All
good.
of them on one. You could shift it around. You could do different ones if you so desire.
I think we need to.
They're big. They're armored. If
Okay.
we can just blast one off his feet, and I think I'm just trying to blast one and run. So it's 74 plus 7.
Okay,
21.
That's really good. I assume you're blasting the lead one.
Yes. Because I'm assuming the lead one fired at me. Whoever fired at me and it just missed, it goes whizzing past my ear, and as the other goes, I go.
Yeah, and it collapses into a pile of junk.
Oh.
I look at Tolfaris. I go, "You're right. They're constructs. Let's get out of here."
Okay, so that was.
As I suspect.
Are you guys
Isn't this also the city of brass?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
And they are made of brass.
They are.
Yes.
They are. Erlen, are you moving?
Adamantium.
Good
I
thing.
am
Double check my
moving.
move
So
is
9s we said, so that's
You get 15 feet per segment.
15 feet. So that's
Just
going to be
mark one,
roughly
eyeball it.
about there-ish, probably.
And Tolfaris, are you moving? Or are
Yes,
you?
sir.
Okay.
I was also going to
Yes, sir.
fire a lightning bolt, but it doesn't look like I can see anyone.
You have 20 feet per segment because you're less encumbered than the elf.
Oh, so I can go a little further.
Yeah, you
Nice.
can go 22, but you
I can't see anyone. It looks like I lost sight of these guys. I don't know
yeah,
why.
they sort of disappeared in the mist if you can't see them.
All right. Well, I'm going to disappear into the mist.
That's a wise choice.
I would do that.
Yeah, actually, the lead one fired at Telfaris, and the other ones were behind him instead of.
Yeah. Okay, and then they start moving. There
Actually, I wanted to be.
6.
That makes more sense. Is that about 20 or how? I wouldn't be that much. I'd be about that much further. Right.
Each square is 10 feet.
Oh, so about 5 feet.
You are like
Okay.
up here somewhere.
Yeah, I was right next to the elf,
So
You
and I
could
can
be
go a
about.
little faster than he can.
Well,
So.
you cast in the first segment, so
Oh,
you could be about here in the second
right there where
segment,
the arrow.
and then
like that.
yeah, that's fine. And then they
Perfect.
start to move. Gosh,
Okay. Putting on my wish list. I'm gonna need some boots of speed. A ring of invulnerability. That's important. Find me that in a ring of regeneration.
Yeah.
That's always the gold standard when you can get one of those.
It is really handy.
They move to about here, and then
Well, I
They
can't
don't
see
see
them.
you
you
because you're
guys
on the other level.
can, yeah, because you're kind of hiding on the other side of the pillar
Yeah,
there. You
That's
guys
fine.
have a little bit more of your movement to do too.
I am taking advantage of cover, so another 15. So I think that puts me 10. It puts me probably just outside the door.
That
I
was
assume I can keep up with the elf.
sure, and I think you got
can
one more.
grip
You got one more segment of movement there, Brian.
Okay.
Sorry, Erlen.
Are we going to stay at the door, or are we fleeing completely?
Well, I think if at this point, if we're not going to go through this is a balcony of some sort. So if we're not going through that ballroom because of problem, we're going to have to go south and wander around that tower and see if there's something else we can.
Yeah, I'm just hesitant to aggro more mobs.
Yeah,
Exactly.
You guys can still see them here. They can still kind of see you through the
Yeah, I think
doors. Or no,
if we
you
know
probably closed the door behind you, so that's fine.
Good if we can
so
do that.
Yeah.
yeah, so 21 took one out, so we know that they've got 20-ish hit points each. And there
hmm
were 4 of them, correct, Aaron?
Yeah.
So there's 3 left. Um, there
And
is a
how?
door to the north out of that room.
So they were coming from you. You guys break the line of sight.
Mhm.
The combat round ends, and you're on the other side of the ballroom with the door closed.
I can hit the door with a hold portal if we want.
Sure. How long's the
Well,
casting time?
I'm just asking my party mates that.
I think any chance that you have to use a hold portal and have it be worthwhile is definitely a chance we should use it, because I'm not sure I've ever seen it done in a game. So
Casting time is 1 segment, Aaron.
Oh, so it's pretty fast. So
Yeah, as
Yeah.
you're pulling it closed, you say some words and it goes.
so you want to do that?
Yes. Area of effect is 80 square feet per level, so a lot.
that's a big door.
That's a lot of door. I never noticed that it actually had an area of effect. Damn, that's big. Okay. Range spell is 2 feet per level. Last 1 round per level. So my magic user level is 9. So it would last for 9 rounds.
Rounds or turns?
It says rounds here. It lasts for 1 round per level.
Okay, rounds. So
So
a round is a minute, so lasts for 9 minutes.
So not long, but it gives us enough time
to run away.
to be gone, right? It's a be gone spell.
Where are you running to?
That's an excellent question. Oh, I need to
My thought is we go back down to this way and explore around the tower to see what else we can see. And see if there's another way down or another entrance that doesn't appear to be covered in demon faces.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Maybe
I say we just go in here and see if the dang library's in here.
maybe do that too.
could do that.
This is where the library is. We got to find out. I knew I said don't go in there, but I thought the other place was. But as a ballroom.
Well, I was leaning towards it with those big windows. I'm like, what's a perfect library? That's got lots of windows. That's where I
Lots
put
of
a
light.
library. Yeah. Now, question: what time of day is it to us? Are we getting exhausted? Are we tired? Do we feel the need to take to recharge?
Yeah, you guys, well, time's all kind of goofed up for you because
Right, but what's my
because
body clock feeling like? I guess
sure,
is my point.
I guess you're tired. You know, you've been at this for a good while. Um,
Do we
so
want to find a place to hide out and camp?
I don't know. Are there? Would there
In the
be?
dungeon itself, in the adventure, there's usually a good place, but
I don't think we found it yet. But why don't we continue to look? Maybe there
I
is something
agree.
in
No, I
the
don't
tower.
mean I don't mean to stop this minute on the bridge. I mean in general. I just want to know how we're doing because if it's feeling like the end of our day and our spells are about gone, I say get out of here. We can always get out of the city if
I was gonna say, does someone have like mallet and spikes or something to spike this door, or
good question. Equipment.
probably in my robe of useful things.
It is actually. You did have something in there.
That's in the DM guide.
no,
Let's check.
no, yeah. Do you remember what's in the useful thing? I'll send you a snapshot if you don't.
Yeah, remember I had a snapshot, but I don't have it.
But you don't have it handy.
Yeah, that is not
Right.
something I grabbed.
I maybe put it in.
Might have been in hold on.
I
It might
think
be
it's in the
Discord.
Discord. Yeah.
Yeah,
the
it's
only
just
equipment
decoded.
my character has is a vial of red dye, a vial of chalk powder, a bard of soap, a vial of acid, a block of wax, and 2 candles.
Yeah, but you're a magic user. What else do you need?
Like, I don't know, a spell book. I have a bag of holding. It's not like I couldn't have a bunch of stuff in there.
Yeah,
Mallet and
you could
stakes. I got a mallet and stakes in my robe of useful things.
if there's equipment that you guys want, especially out of the bag of holding, that's reasonable. But let's just quickly reset where we are. You guys went into the ballroom. Some guardians came out and fired some
Pink
bolts of
blasts.
pink lightning at you. You ran away, shut the door, and cast a hold portal. That will last for 9 minutes. And
long.
you're thinking
I have
about
mallet and stakes in my robe.
sure, and you
I
want to
stake it shut.
If you want to. Those are wooden. They're not really iron spikes like I thought.
Right.
What I was talking about, but if
Me too.
whatever, it was just an idea. I don't even know if we need to.
No, it's
a good idea.
I usually do carry them, but for some reason I did not pick them up with this character. So, oh well.
I'm sorry. I still love the flaming torch.
the flaming torch. Oh, that's in the
robe
robe of
You
useful.
pull it out, it's already lit.
Lit.
I just think that's the funniest visual.
Of course. Well, when you need a torch, you usually don't need it unlit.
Well, you tried to feed the frog a boat, so that was pretty fun.
Yeah, that was good.
Okay, so you guys are on the other side. Some of you are kind of crossing over to the other tower.
Yeah.
Topharis, you're there looking at the door, kind of thinking about how you might barricade it further, and you hear a big kaboom. These guys are big. You remember as they came charging towards you.
I think we need to
another
disappear.
magic missile.
I think it's time to disappear, or we can pull across the bridge, and then we would have range to deal.
So they have range.
I really feel like I'm not that worried about it because if they come in, they're going to be lined up perfectly for a lightning bolt. So
that's true.
There it is.
So let's just.
So they're just hitting
they
at the
are
door.
going to be
They
making noise, so that's also a concern. It's the whole portal, so it's going to be 9 minutes. So we have some options, I guess. We could look inside that door. I'll guard this way. You guys look inside the door and see what we're dealing with down there.
Deal.
If we see another frog, we close that door, lock that one.
Hold on. Yeah, while we're doing this, Azili will do quick fly just around the perimeter of the tower.
Okay. Let me duplicate your token so we can so you can have 2 positions.
Okay. I'm assuming he's next to my token. His character is actually next to
Yeah, I'm
me,
standing right next to you. Yeah.
so I'll just leave my
There-
token there too.
And I'm going to give you a highlight so you know which one is Azili.
Okay.
That's cool. These are all from that pre-games token pack, right, Aaron? You had found?
They're made with Token Stamper, and it's like the open source board game
Right.
icons or whatever. I can't remember. I can never remember the web page's name.
They look familiar. They're cool. I like them. Nice.
Okay, so Azili now has like a yellow boundary around his token.
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't see the yellow boundary. That's okay.
Me either. You may have to make it active for players, like click that button
Mm.
to view it. It's because you're putting the aura on, right?
Hmm.
So there may be a thing you have to do that. I don't know. I don't use that part.
I think, Peter, you see it though, right? Because the token's controlled by you.
Okay.
Okay, so you're using the aura thing.
Right, so
Never
Azili
seen that
like swings around. Azili, what you see as you kind of go around the edge and look into the window of this this chamber is like a big um, like there's a big silken bed.
Oh.
Like it's like the 3 times the size of a king size bed. It's huge.
I think there are big people who live here.
Is it like a Pope-sized bed then, or
Pope size, yeah.
3 levels above the king? I don't know. Just emperor-sized.
Okay,
It's a elemental size bed. That's what it is.
the door rings again as the guardians are trying to break through the held portal.
I'm coming back to tell Tafaris what I saw.
Sure.
It doesn't look like a library. It looks like a big bed.
Mm.
It's a bedroom. We either need to get down or we need to fight our way through them. And I have a bad feeling we need to fight our way.
Okay. And keep watch and make sure the sound doesn't draw any other.
Sure, it doesn't draw any other things.
Yes.
That's right. And can we just release the hold portal?
You can. Hmm.
I can choose
Okay.
to release it.
Exactly. So when we're ready, I say we get ready.
Is this where you want to ready yourselves, where your tokens are?
Sure.
I should get back up to you guys. I'm just hiding behind the 2 wizards, which is hilarious.
I'll give you a moment to position yourselves where you want to be.
What's
Just mechanically, there'll be a surprise check.
50?
You guys won't be surprised, but they might be. And then would it be initiative check, and then we'll go from there if that's the combat that you want to fight.
All right. So what do I have that'll take out groups of guys? I've got 1 more magic missile today. I've got 2 lightnings.
I think you've got a few more magic missiles because of the memorization that you did.
I have 3 from
Oh,
that.
I
My
see.
other,
Yeah,
my
yeah,
other
yeah.
level 1 spells I
Gotcha.
got from that. I took detect magic,
Yep,
shocking
yep.
grasp, protection from evil mending.
Yep.
I take ridiculous utilitarian spells because you never know when we get in these situations. I'm like, fuck. But I do have disintegrate.
I do have Ray of Enfeeblement, Monster Summoning 1, Dimension Door, Fear, Pass Wall, Protection
Okay,
from Evil,
so
Radius.
let's go ahead and check the surprise. Are you releasing the
As
the
soon as
hold
my
portal, or are
companions
you going to just
indicate
let
that
them
they're ready, we're
break the
just
door
gonna,
down?
I'll release it.
You're going to release it. Okay.
I
As
think
soon
we,
as
we want to control it.
Yeah, try to time it because you know they're pulling back because we kind of hear the rhythmic hit. And you want to release it just as they're about to hit it so they come tumbling out.
That's a
But
good point.
I need to know if I'm going to fire lightning, my other magic missile, or if disintegrate will hit more than
Okay,
one.
here's the surprise check. Is they're like, wait, what?
Yeah, can you hold on? I was
Sure.
going to try and do something.
Sure. I'm sorry.
Certainly.
I was reading.
Sure. What did you want to do to Forest?
Well, I was just considering putting a 5-foot magical shield in front of us, so when they fired at it,
Oh,
Sweet. You're so smart, Jason.
I'm just guessing.
I don't have shield. I think.
Neither did I. That's one I couldn't get. Too embarrassing.
Okay.
He's what it is.
So yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to put a 5-foot shield in front of us.
Okay, so they'll definitely cover your front.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Tofaris, you guys can shelter behind it too and kind of lean around him to cast spells or shoot bows or those types of things.
Certainly.
But you'd need to position yourself to do that.
For conjure an elemental.
Well, let's see how this first round goes.
Let's do. And I also
And
have
then-
Cone of Cold, which is handy. And now I'm going to use Magic Missile in the first round.
Yeah, once it's up, I want to fire my wand of lightning.
Okay, so
Mhm.
you're
As
getting
soon
your
as it opens, yeah.
you're getting your wand of lightning. So now it's just an initiative check.
Yeah.
They're
Nobody's
not surprised.
they're not surprised, no, and they
Smash
throw
They are.
a 6.
Damn you.
Go ahead, Peter.
Okay,
You
so
might as well roll a 1 now.
Get it out of the way.
top and the bottom. Let's see.
Yeah, well, they have to open the door, so that's the news.
Yeah, they
And we have a shield. That's the other good news.
Mm-hmm.
I'm feeling a little better about this.
And I think Ahmed,
let's
you
go.
have like a magic item that sucks up missiles or something. Maybe it's normal missiles, not magical ones.
No, yeah, what is it? It's the
Oh, that's magic missiles that it takes sucks up, I bet.
my brooch of
shielding.
shielding. Yeah.
Brooch of shielding. Yep, I remember that.
Yes, I do recall that. So I do have a little protection there.
Okay, so they smash down the door. They don't have their bows ready to volley or anything, so they just come charging out at you. And
Azili hisses from my shoulder.
let's see, they move at 6s. So they go 10 feet a segment, and then the balance at the end. So they're going to get about 30 feet. 10, 20, 30. They come
Yeah.
charging at you this way.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
What's that?
Brooch of shielding soaks up to 101 hit points of magic missiles before it melts.
Oh, magical missiles. That's great.
Magic missiles, the spell magic missile.
Oh, is it just magic missiles? I figured it was
think
missiles
so.
of magic. Yeah, okay. Probably
Straight with-
I think
knowing
that's-
D&D, but I figured
think
any
that was an
magical
intent,
missile.
yeah.
But
obviously that's open to interpretation.
I'm going to interpret those pink blasts as magic missiles if they shoot. That's all I'm going to say.
So they get
That's my player ruling.
they that's your player ruling. They get to hear, and you guys can go ahead and cast your spells. I think I heard a magic missile and a wand of lightning.
Correct.
I'll
And
split the other two. You hit the one in the middle.
see,
Well, I'm
that's
assuming the lightning bolt.
Lightning hits more than
has-
one.
Exactly.
it's one segment and then 2 segments. Okay.
I'm still going to split mine between the two that are in the front.
And Erlen, what are you doing?
Well,
Oh,
the only offensive thing I've got is my bow. So
no, I'm firing at the two on the right. You fire at the one on the left because I'm on the right side of Tofaris.
all right, I will be targeting the one on the left.
Okay, so you're readying your
Fire.
bow, it sounds like, to volley at the end of the round. Okay, cool.
And we're going to figure out how to get him armor-piercing explosive rounds for that thing.
All right, so go ahead and roll the damage on the spells.
I think lightning is the
I'm looking
coolest
to
thing.
see
So it
how
should
big-
go. Oh God, Joe. I want to see that go first, just because that's so cool. I love the three of us were like, and an isosceles triangle, like.
So what I'm trying to read here is like the range. I seem to remember that it had the area of effect, that it was wide. I
Yeah,
haven't really seen that here.
yeah, it's
I could cast Cone of Cold.
A forking bolt 1 inches wide and 4 inches long, which 1 inch wide would be 10 feet wide.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So then that'll hit all of these guys, right?
Yeah, 10 inches.
They get a saving throw for half.
Save for
I
half.
think you forgot that last time.
Yeah.
No saving throws.
Well, they just failed their saving throws last time, so.
Ooh.
Or 50% of such damage to.
Wow.
So you can do it so it can rebound and bounce around like you're playing pool and hit things multiple times. But at this moment in time, I'm just firing it straight forward.
Yeah, I think
I-
that's the right thing to do.
So it'll fire right into the ballroom. Because that's part of it. They wanted you to basically possibly hurt yourselves. as
Right,
well.
when you throw it in the dungeon type of thing, right?
Yeah. But there are cool things you could do. Like I could do it so it would bounce here, then go here, then here, then here.
Try. Who was that player in your party, Brian, who fired fireball from the back?
Well,
But it was
in the
DCC.
10 in the 30 by 30 foot room.
It was DCC, and he rolled max spell result.
Through the
Mm.
party.
Yeah, he blew up half the party.
I have Cone of Cold as well, but I think Magic Missile divided between two is probably my best bet.
I don't think it's going to matter.
Yeah, so you can.
If you waste these guys with a lightning bolt, then I'll save my spell, obviously.
I mean, I'm doing 26 points of damage. You said they
So
going to hit all of them.
the stroke of lightning can either be a forking bolt 1 inch wide and 4 inches long, or a single bolt that's a half inch and 8 inches long.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the 4 inches.
Okay, so pretty
Shotgun.
Wider.
wider.
He wants to try and hit as many as he can.
Yep.
Wide and short, yeah.
And it does melt metals with a low melting point.
Okay, brass I think has a fairly low melting point, so that would be part of the save. And melts. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So go ahead and blast away.
He
I
did. He rolled his
rolled it.
dice already.
Oh, you did.
26.
That would be 26 per target.
Yes.
Exactly.
Let's see.
Like I said, I might just save my spell.
Yeah, they're all fused now. Lightning cascading off.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happens because the low melting point from the brass and just the intense energy from the lightning. So they're just a big heap of slag here as the shield sort of sparkles off the splattering molten effect. And I think that's where we'll end it today. We're pretty much right at time.
They go down like the Guardian robot and Castle in the Sky, and it takes that shot. It just sort of starts to melt.
Mm-hmm.
That's
all
nasty.
The lightning
Nice job,
going off.
Jason.
Thank you.
Like,
That was
well
fun,
done,
guys.
Yes, I look over it. Well done, sir. Well done.
Cool. So usually what I like to do at the end of sessions is sort of like hits or misses, like things that you liked or felt well played, or things that maybe fell a little bit flat. So when we start with Jason, since he's the
I'm
guest,
new.
yeah,
You're new.
And he had to travel to play.
hit it, travel the farthest. True.
So I think a lot of the things are both good and bad. It is really fun to get out my first edition Dungeon Master's Guide to look and see what a Staff of Power does, or a Wand of Lightning does, or go look up all these spells and then remember what we used to do.
Right.
But that totally slows everything down at the same time.
Right.
So and it's really interesting to see this. I don't even know, iconic location and be playing through it and still have that sense of wonder, because you really have no idea what the heck is going on.
Right.
So I think that's a really cool thing. And learning the characters. I mean, I just saw it this morning before we started playing. So it took me forever to like write down the spells that I have, or choosing what those scrolls were that he had.
Sure.
It's an interesting experience and it's fun to do that. But at the same time, it takes a ton of time. So
reminds me of middle school.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that. I don't remember that, but
I used to roll up a lot of characters. Just have them. Just to have
but I
them.
never had like 14th level anything. So,
No.
Same here, never here.
Yeah. So I think it's good. And and I shouldn't say bad. I'd say it just
There's a
latency.
trade-off, right? Yeah.
Yep. There's a lot of latency, but I think it's a really cool experience,
Mhm.
and I certainly enjoyed it.
Cool. Well, I'm glad that you joined us. That was nice. How about for you, Brian? Any hits or misses today?
No real misses other than almost seeing Peter's character eaten. That was kind of a little low, but that's part of the game. I just had fun playing with you guys. I mean, it was
Cool.
just awesome. And
Cool.
especially Jason just loved getting a chance to get on the mics and play with you. Having a third person just made so much easier for us to get another point of view on stuff. Really appreciate you joining us. So
Right. Right. How about for you, Peter?
Well, my biggest hit was Jason joining us. Really enjoyed your company, sir. You're fun to game with.
Thank you.
And it is more fun with more players, but you are fun, and I love a player who knows his stuff. And I mean, you don't do foolish things, obviously, and you think things through. I'm like, oh, that's a lot smarter than my idea. Let's do that. Only miss was almost dying. Yeah, that was like, whoop. But that's also a hit because man, I lived, and what a storytelling! I lived by opening a boat in his mouth. Boom, boom, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
classic. I should have mentioned that the feeling that we're 14th level dudes or whatever, and it's still death felt imminent,
Real. Yeah.
yeah,
I'm
and,
like,
oh yeah,
and
I'm
you
like,
kind of had to, you actually had to work through it and figure out a way with what you had. So even though we have all this awesome stuff, and that's part of it really is using all your stuff in creative ways to try and get out of situations,
Mhm.
because the straight up way just isn't going to work. So,
right.
so that was, I would say that was definitely was cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Super
I
cool.
loved him frying those three guys on the bridge right there. That overhead.
I'm just so glad you had that. I'm like going, oh crap.
Again, it goes into total bullet time. The door shatters into splinters, and they come bursting through, start pulling some huge brass swords in slow motion, and we all get into our isosceles triangle position of defense. Lightning goes off, and they're just melting slag.
Yeah. Super cool. So for me, I think the miss was just the weakness in my prep again, and almost killing Peter's
On the first encounter.
well, not killing you, but I mean like almost like destroying your player record, right? The notes that we had in the workbook,
Yeah.
but fortunately we were able to rely on the technology and recover that. So that was a hit for me. That was my big hit. So sort of prep was a miss and a hit for me today, but I had fun playing and um, you
This is
know
fun. I enjoy it.
still poking around the city of Brass and exploring what
Yeah.
that has to offer. So that's super cool. So maybe next week there'll be a little more prep, but no guarantees. We'll see.
No guarantees.
That's right.
Oh yeah, and if you guys ever do want to play a game, let me know. I run tons of games online, and uh, you're welcome for sure.
Oh, thank,
Oh,
Aaron
cool.
knows; he can tell you all about them.
yeah,
Oh,
Jason runs a
cool.
lot of BX, and he's got sort of a couple of ongoing campaigns. Um,
You said BX?
Yeah,
the
VX.
basic expert site,
Gotcha.
and you're doing low fantasy gaming too, right? In your Twitch
Yes, I
stream.
am running that as well on my stream. But I mean, I would be willing to almost run anything. So
Cool.
you know what? Honestly, I played AD&D not too long ago. Probably about, I don't know, a half a dozen sessions maybe in
Mhm.
one campaign, which they started using specialization when a couple new players came in. So I just stopped playing it because it was ridiculous having a regular character versus a character who had bow specialization.
Right.
So,
Mhm.
and that was even more, uh, just, it just wasn't fun for me because, you know, you got a character that's shooting 4 arrows around and doing, you know, double damage every time it hits with a point blank specialization or whatever. And then I did it again with another game with some other different group, and then he ended up using the same thing. So, and honestly, this was more fun than either of those,
Well,
which is weird because they're 14th level characters as opposed to first level characters. But still, it seemed like it took longer to play that game the other way than it does this one.
well,
So,
good. So that, I mean, I tend to want to keep things moving and not get bogged down in the minutia, right? And look at that
yeah,
So we're more
stuff.
about narrative.
Look at that
More
stuff
about narrative.
later if we need to, and just
yeah,
take the ruling and keep going.
yeah, it's certainly an awesome location to explore. And that's one of my favorite parts of the game is exploring through the eyes of my character. So,
Absolutely.
Cool,
Absolutely.
cool,
Yep.
cool. All right,
And I don't want
gents.
to go in that bedroom. I got a bad feeling that bedroom is not a good place to be.
mean, it's just a giant bed. Who knows what that guy wants? What is he
That's
looking
right.
for?
That's it. That's it.
It's
I
not.
guarantee I don't want to be part of the answer.
Yeah, that's true. I think that's a true statement. None of us wants to be part of that.
All right, I'm going to kill the record.